Sin, under this pantheon of gods, shall not be defined by any particular act. Specific prohibitory acts are to be determined by each god's rules and judgment. In turn, no mortal can sin against a god they have not chosen, no matter their action. Should a mortal opt into a rule of law only to then break it, they shall be punished by, again, their deity's discretion. This is with a sole exception. Those who ask more of the gods than their mortal lives, who ask for power beyond the bounds of nature, and then transgress, shall be met with absolute and immediate damnation. For the Pantheon's authority must be carved into stone if it is to be woven into the fabric of heaven. This is a tale of sin. Not from the theological perspective, but from the lowly mortal's perspective, involving all the things that are left out of texts such as these. The injustices, the human consequence, the confusion of what constitutes sin and why. More than anything else, this is about the ripples that come from such an original, damaging act. This is the tale of murder under Moonlight's shade. On a night much like this, a procession of carts carrying esteemed guests from all walks of life and all professions line up to the manor of one Victor Tem, renowned merchant of knives. Going down the stairways and through the winding driveway, past gates made up of massive, imposing spikes, we zoom in to one such cart, carrying one of our fated players. Matt, who's in that cart?
Yes, I would say, though I do not have descriptions of all of these other carts, knowing the person inside, this cart is almost certainly one of the fanciest, if not the fanciest, in this procession, because my character, Lady Catherine Solstice, would have it no other way. Inside this cart, alongside a couple of her servants, we meet an Eladrin woman in her mid-30s with very bright yellow gold skin and very long silver hair, inspecting an array of jewelry that's laid out in front of her. Even though she's essentially arrived at this party already, she is already indecisive about what exactly she wants to wear to this, and is just taking every last minute to decide exactly the impression that she wants to give off. Most of her jewelry is silver, and it has the crest of the Solstice family, which is a sun-shaped compass emblazoned across every different design of it. And that's what we do in on is her, just kind of folding through these, looking at all the options, and then she looks up at another servant in the car, who goes, Clara, I can't decide, which of these do you think suits me the best? She takes a necklace, kind of holds it up to her skin toes. I mean, they're all lovely, of course, but so many options. What do you think?
Well, they all look lovely on you.
Oh, I know that.
The medallion of the moon may be appropriate. Although I did want to again voice trepidation at participation in tonight's events. This is a famously mysterious place that people haven't really been to before. And I just think maybe it's an unwise idea for us to waltz into a party with a man you've met once before, to a house that no one has returned from with tales.
Oh, pish-posh. Such a warrior, Clara. I'll be fine. When have you ever known me to not be able to take care of myself? I've only met Victor once, but he's a dear friend. We will be fine, and you will be fine as long as you stick by my side, darling.
Well, I just feel it's my job to prevent So you're gonna pick the moon medallion?
Yes, the moon medallion was a good choice, yes. We'll stick with that. And if you have any worries, you may voice them to me in private, and we'll just handle them quickly, of course, right? Yes?
Yes, ma'am.
Good.
Very wise.
Good.
Clara exits whatever compartment Lady Catherine is in, and we zoom past the procession of carts, past the gate with the big imposing spikes, up the winding driveway, and up the stairs to the doorway of the manor with a very, very unhappy patron. A mass a massive butler stands at the door. I apologize, sir, but I cannot let you in without your invitation. Oh, I just had the goddamn thing on me. Where did it go? He's emptying out his pockets. He's taking off his blazer. He's throwing it onto the ground. And as he's throwing that tantrum, a character slips by him and shows the butler, Bartholomew, his invitation. Jake, who's the man doing that?
Chaplain Kaplinger Rokencourt has just slipped the man a invitation that was not addressed to him, and if it were to be looked at closely, there would be 6 very small Talon marks on it. This man is a sort of gangly human man with blonde hair and a kind of conquistador-esque mustache and beard combo. And he has a small owl on his shoulder and is wearing priestly robes.
You show the butler your invitation. He doesn't look very closely, but assumes it's yours. Very well, sir. You may enter.
Thank you kindly.
You've got to be kidding me. You've got to be kidding me. You're letting in that rabble instead of me. You hear angry noises as you waltz into the manor. You find yourself in a foyer. To the left of you is a coat/weapons check. But we don't focus on that for right now. Instead, we go further into the manor, into the initial gathering space to find a certain figure already at the center of the party. They seem to have arrived fairly early. There's a small mix of guests in the mix, but Jess, tell us about who we focus in on next.
Yeah. So we focus in on a woman. She's kind of pale, but not like unhealthy pale, and she's wearing all black, a black dress. She's got a mourning veil on, as if she had just come from a funeral recently, or maybe somebody had just died. And notably, she has a lot of jewelry made out of bones. She's got, a necklace with small finger bones and things around her neck, and she's carrying a skull just kind of casually in one hand that she seems to always have on her, no matter what. And she's got bat ears. And her name is Evelyn Hahn, but her friends call her Evie. And right now, her best friend is whoever is serving these amazing shrimp cocktail appetizers, because she is here, and she is in the mood to eat and socialize and meet people. And I'm just going to grab that off of that tray there. Perfect. Thank you so much.
Evelyn grabs this and instinctively makes conversation with the server, but as she turns her attention to it, there is no server. This platter is floating to you. This is, of course, a rumored feature of the manor, that there is some odd automation of tasks. And just as promised, you are witnessing this miracle before your eyes.
Oh, spectacular food, and I don't have to talk to the help. And she's going to look for just the nearest person that she can talk to about this.
You may, I assume your friend is with you if we want to.
Oh, yes.
Oh.
Yeah.
I can do that if you
What was
wish
her
to as
name?
well. Countess Amelia von Bloodletter.
That's right. That's right. Oh, Amelia, darling, isn't this amazing? We don't have to even talk to the help or treat them anything. We could just have food and no unsightly people in our sights.
Such a wonder. Participating in the fruits of life without the bother of man.
Oh, it is just fantastic. And it kind of eliminates the opportunity of like accidentally flirting with the help because you think they're part of the nobility. Sometimes people dress their help too nicely, in my opinion.
It would not do to reel in a scrawny fish, no.
Oh, at that point, you just let them go and hope maybe they come back with some money.
Hmm. Speaking of, and she directs your gaze to the guests already here. Does anyone catch your eye?
Oh, let's take a look. Now, are there any particularly wealthy looking people in this room? Is that something I might have to like roll an investigation check for?
Yes. If you could roll an investigation check for me, we will see what your options are.
All right, I'm gonna roll this on D&D Beyond because I don't know what my. Oh, I get +2 to investigate. Cool. That sure is a natural 1 +3 for the first roll. This is why I never roll on D&D Beyond. Who's the most interesting person in this room with a nat 1?
Great news, Evie. Maybe it's not the most pragmatic for what you're looking for, but you immediately catching your eye is an almost disconcertingly beautiful man with a barrel chest and and blonde hair and a baby face. He certainly has the most presence out of anyone in the room right now.
Well, I suppose that gentleman is interesting to say the least. Let's go bait the hook, shall we?
Indeed. And Amelia kind of floats away from you, but within enough difference to interject in the conversation and also hear the conversation.
Perfect. And I'm gonna go walk over there and go, "Hello, darling. Hello. I don't believe we've met before." And like the thing, put your hand out, like,
Hello. He takes your hand and maneuvers it into a regular handshake.
oh, oh dear. Okay, hello, hi, yes. Charm.
My name is Beau. It's short for Beauregard. You look nice.
Thank you so much. My name is Evelyn, but you can call me Evie. Most people do. And what brings you here, Beauregard?
Ah, it was the craziest thing. I got a letter in the mail and it told me to come here. And I did.
Oh, an invitation. You must be somebody very important to get an invitation to this shindig.
Kinda. I'm a butcher. I cut meat. I think. Oh, I read. The host is like a knife guy. He does knives. Maybe I'm getting like a sponsorship or something?
You must be a big customer? You must have like a large meat cutting empire to be catching his eyes.
Oh, I'm large physically, but quite poor.
Evelyn is going to turn around and walk away and go, Amelia, darling, I've made a mistake.
It would seem so. Oh, it was really nice meeting you. Bye. Seems they've taken a very scattershot approach to inviting people.
I know. But doesn't even bathe with full bathtub of platinum. Might have a couple of gold or even some silver in there.
Amelia now looks out to the crowd. What about him? Her finger settles on a very short, very angry, perpetually red-faced man. He has a very expensive coat, and he is nearing the natural path to death's door, let's say.
Oh, he reminds me of my second husband. Let's go introduce ourselves, shall we?
We shall. And as you come up to him, this man is very angrily nibbling on one of the little appetizers.
The food here is delicious, isn't it?
Some of it.
Sorry, say.
Some of the food is good, and some of the food is like this. He holds a half-chewed toothpick's worth of food in your face. This made me so mad upon putting it in my mouth. I put 5 more in my mouth just to understand the depths of how much I hate this fucking dish.
I would love to hear about how much you hate this fucking dish. What's wrong with it before I put it in my own mouth?
Well, to the layman, nothing would be. But to a man like me, with money and status and respect, this is an insult. This bland flavor profile, it's not salty enough to be salty, but not sweet enough to be sweet. And he goes on and on and on, getting redder and redder and angry and angrier. Throughout the course of this, you pick up that he is a baron of some kind.
Oh, well, Baron, I insist you come to one of my castles and I can have a proper chef make one of these that would make you much happier.
A proper chef. That's what I need. A proper chef. Yes. Yes, that would be very nice. That would be very nice, but it doesn't sit right with me. This is a nice house.
You
This is
know,
a nice place with nice people and the rich. And whoever's working here deserves to be named and shamed. And why, that's exactly what I'm going to do. And
tell you.
Yeah?
I was going to say, it's not even just rich people here. There was a poor butcher in the room earlier.
It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. I mean, call me what you want to. Call me traditional. But the poor should not be in a space like this. I don't know what Victor is thinking. I don't know what is on his mind. What he's thinking about inviting these randos. Huh?
No, I can't think about it either. It's disgusting. Terrible. Someone would even say sinful.
Sin. That's a good word for it. Sin. You know why? Because it defies the laws of nature and what humanity ought to be. Why it gets me so mad. It gets him so mad that he goes on for a few minutes. We'll check back in with them. But coming back in order of people coming into the building, Jake, the chaplain has arrived. You are at coat/weapons check. You don't have to disclose what you have or have not put in coat and weapons check at this time. Just know that it's there and you theoretically went through the process with not a ton of oversight. Now you observe a slightly more beefy group of people in this manner. Do you have any social moves you're looking to make or any other kind of moves you're looking to make as you enter?
Of course. Can I just do a perception check, get a general
Absolutely.
idea of this group of people?
Mm-hmm.
16.
A 16. From a 16, you can surmise from a glance that, as we've gone over, it is quite a scattershot of people. You see people dressed in the finest gowns and robes you could ever imagine being purchased, and you see fairly lowly, modestly dressed, and perhaps beefy individuals as well. If you wanted to pinpoint the richest person in the room, you could. If you wanted to pinpoint the poorest person in the room, you could. 16's a pretty good check. If there's anything more specific you'd like to know, you can ask.
I would like to pinpoint the median richest person between the richest and the middle person. So not the richest person.
Hmm.
75% rich.
Yes, 75%.
75% rich. I would say you find that in that you spot a person who looks the part, but does not act the part. You see a woman who is dressed like you would imagine a stereotypical French aristocrat with a very tall wig and very heavy white face makeup. And she is waltzing about the place with absolute whimsy, going from platter to platter to platter, taking appetizer to appetizer, talking to people, but not holding a full conversation for more than 15 seconds at a time.
Okay. Does she have a bag or anything?
She has 3 bags, 2 on one arm and 1 on the other. You cannot tell if they are hers.
All right, I would like to approach her.
Uh,
Hello there, milady.
she
brings you here?
whirls around. Oh, the divine river of life has brought me here tonight. Oh, and isn't it wonderful? Oh, and isn't it lovely? She's swishing her dress as she says this. What brings you here tonight?
I'm just a humble member of the clergy here to potentially save a few souls or uh, minimize a little bit of suffering, and also to provide my services to the exalted nobility of this town.
Ah, a man of the cloth. What's your thread count?
Oh, probably much lower than yours. I am but a humble servant.
Ah, you're a flatterer. I like you. I like a flatterer. Oh, that's so amazing. What's your name?
My name is Caplinger Rokencourt. You can call me Chaplain or just Cap.
Ah, I love your drawl. Can I steal it? I'm gonna steal it. Oh, it's so fun to wear. Oh, I am Lady Eleanor Duchess at your service.
Well, Mr. Chess, I couldn't help but notice you are the most vibrant person in the room.
Oh, oh, you're too sweet. You're too sweet. I don't like this appetizer. I don't like it. She flicks a toothpick. And you are. I don't know what's appropriate to compliment a man of the cloth, but you're looking quite nice yourself.
Well, that's mighty kind of you. While this is happening, I would like to have Lafayette see if he can remove one of those bags.
Yes, absolutely. I didn't even notice that. That's so good.
You hid that behind your mic so well. I don't know if that was intentional or not, but it worked really well.
Perfect.
It worked really well.
If you have a way to roll sleight of hand for your familiar.
I mean, I would assume he just uses my stats.
Yeah.
Sure. $18.
Oh, jeez.
Amazing. And are you trying to steal a full bag or just the contents of a bag?
Let's go with the contents. I've trained Lafayette pretty well, so he knows what to look for.
Okay. Lafayette, you said? Raphael.
Lafayette.
Lafayette
Yes.
digs through her purse and sure enough fishes out the items that you so desire, be they valuables or whatnot. She does not notice even in the slightest. She is far too busy talking to you and being in her own little world. So many fine people here. I love being a part of high society. I keep forgetting that I stole your drawl. But it's so nice to be part of it. Do you come from old money?
Any money that I have is the money of the people, of course. But let me tell you why I approached you. I just felt like today, I just wanted to give you a blessing. Uh, and I'm going to just uh, cast thaumaturgy, just to have some kind of wisps of smoke, just a little bit of sparkle, kind of around, and I kind of just close my eyes and wiggle my fingers a little bit.
Aren't you the sweetest soul? Blessed my mortal soul. Oh, it shall be safe in perpetuity. My mortal soul, thank you so much. And let me just say, you might want to leave the cloth behind because you are a man of the pen as well. That was some good talking you did. All right, you can have your drawback now. I'm done talking like that now. Or am I? And she flits off to a very unenthused member of the party to converse with. And we will twirl with her back to the entrance as Lady Catherine Solstice finally makes her entrance to the building. Do you have anyone in particular you seek out? I will say, for you, if you want to seek out the host as well, that is something you can certainly do.
Yeah. Lady Solstice will enter the party. She will, with Clara, walk by the code and weapons check. She doesn't even look at it. She just kind of takes her coat and hands it to the person without a sideways glance. She does not check any weapons, though I will also take this moment to add, in terms of character design, if anyone looks at Lady Solstice closely, every single piece of jewelry that she is wearing could also be a weapon in a pinch. She does not surrender any of it, but she is sort of subtly armed to the teeth. I think the first thing that she wants to do when entering, before looking for the host, does anyone recognize her first? And whatever role I would have to make for that, I will happily do. But she wants to know if her family name is immediately carrying any weight here.
I would say no, not because it doesn't carry weight, but just because having just entered, everyone here it either doesn't know you or is already involved in conversation.
In that case, yes, she is going to see if she can find Victor first.
All right. As you walk up to where you assume Victor would be, you walk towards the dining room, which is toward the front of the foyer. We'll come back to Evie and the man she was talking to. What? It makes me so sad. I'm going to go into the kitchen and give him a piece of my mind. I'm going to give him a piece of my mind and let him know that this is a performance not acceptable for me.
And you know, I would love to witness this. And I'm gonna kind of signal to Amelia, like, just in case, you know, he has a heart attack in there. Maybe we can do something.
She follows you as you follow the angry little footsteps of this angry little man to the left of the room, directly to the kitchen. He kicks down the door with one stubby leg and says, "Who made that appetizer?" And he is met with an empty kitchen, save for one figure. Nikhil, who's in the kitchen?
Oh, my friends. I would imagine it's just sort of, because the kitchen's completely empty except for him. He's got to be just sort of standing in the middle, seemingly staring off into nothingness. Is a absurdly large, 8 to 9 foot tall man who looks like he's taken on a bit of jaundice, and his skin is a very yellowish tint. And there are lots of scars all over him that perhaps could also double as stitches if you were to look closer. His proportions are a little disjointed. He is not. There's no life behind his eyes, and he is wearing a nice Christmas apron and holding a spatula, and he's. And that's it. That is Chef Turniphead.
The man is somehow even redder than before. What is this? No staff? With all the food out there, no staff except for this thing? Are you the chef?
Yes.
Oh. This is a place not under the watch of the gods, for no god would allow this.
As he's just like doing that, Turniphead very slowly takes whatever platters are like circling around this room and just holds one out to him.
Get out of my face! That's the offending platter! Get out of my face!
He's gonna get another one and also hold the empty platter out to him.
Explain yourself.
Are you the server?
Do I look like the server to you? Do I look? Is this an overcoat a server wears? He takes off his overcoat and holds it out to you. It is very nice. It's bedazzled.
He holds it out to me?
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna take the overcoat and I'm put it on the platter and then force the platter back in his direction.
Oh, just. Oh. No. He exits the kitchen.
Does he take the platter?
No. And then he comes back in the kitchen and he does take the platter, mostly to get his coat back. And then he hops back out of the room. Where is Victor? Victor?
That was fascinating.
I know. I wonder if he will explode from rage.
Should we try to stop him? I mean, we can't do anything if he's dead. I would like to. We're still in the kitchen, aren't we?
Yeah. You can not be in the kitchen if you want to, but
No, I think if we're in the kitchen, I'm gonna talk a little more freely and just be like, we can't steal everything that's his and then murder him if he's already dead. Hey, sir. Looking at Nikhil's character.
Mm-hmm.
What is your name?
Chef Tornapen.
Hornapen. And you work here.
Yeah. I'm the chef.
Or I spend too much of my night chasing a rather angry objective. Do you know, is Victor single?
Yes.
Phenomenal. Thank you. Do I tip you?
Yes.
All right. And I'm just gonna grab a few platinum out of my purse and just hand it to you, put it on one of the platters, just be like, I love shrimp. I love the shrimp. More of that. That was amazing. Sorry.
How is the food like with the false people? Is there food around? Mike?
like in the kitchen?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Now I'll give you some shrimp when you say that you like shrimp.
You're my favorite person here. If you need anything, come let me know. I'm going to.
Countess Amelia takes out a few platinum and puts them in your palm. And you did not hear the conversation before either. And she slinks out of the room.
Oh, good thinking. I was so enamored with the shrimp and the opportunity to get more. I kind of blew our cover for a moment. Anyway, Victor is single.
We ought to find him.
Yeah, probably worth more of our time than the Baron. Although the Baron
Much.
might have a heart attack. If we were to marry him at the party, he could be dead by the end of the night, and we wouldn't even have to do anything.
That is very easily true. Still, a backup plan is good.
Backup plan, yes.
Let us away. And speaking of Victor, Catherine, you've made your way to the kitchen. I assume you feel well enough at home here to just barge in. Or sorry, not the kitchen, the dining room. The dining room.
Yeah, there are a few places she won't just barge in.
You barge in to find one Victor Tem with his pencil mustache and his nice white suit, standing on the dining room table, seemingly rehearsing. All right, greetings and gratitudes, yada yada. Thank you all for, oh, Lady Thrin.
Oh, Victor, it's been so long. Good to see you. Get down from there. Come, give your old friend a hug.
It's so nice to see you. How's the monster hunting business?
It's good as ever, you know. I am the best at what I do, of course. Oh, have you met Clara? I don't believe you have. She gestures to the very shy girl beside her. She says, she is my maid, but she's also my protege. She's demonstrated remarkable talent. Clara, say hello. She does not wait for Clara to say hello. And you, how have you been in this time? How goes the business? This party is wonderful.
Oh, the business is amazing. Oh, I couldn't ask for anything better. I mean, just a few years ago, I came into inheriting this mansion. Now I get to have so many friends that I've met through the business into this party. Oh, I'm happier than I could ever be. Please tell me the knives I lent you are still holding up.
She holds up one of the silver, like, bracer-style bracelets that she has, and she whips a knife right out of it, like, right in front of his face. He goes, oh, yes, I've slain so many things with these. I'll have to tell you the stories. Many, many wonderful ones, but we'll save that, of course, for a time you seem like you were in the middle of something, rehearsing a speech, perhaps?
That can wait. I've rehearsed it at this point. I should really get out and socialize a little bit, shouldn't I?
Well, yes, I haven't met anyone else here. I'd love for you to introduce me.
Oh, well, we have plenty of bright and interesting characters for you to meet. And Victor comes out of the kitchen and is immediately met by that red-faced angry man. Hello there. Can I help you? You can help with your help. And he points to the kitchen, much to Victor's confusion. Oh, you mean the magical floating platters? Is a problem of customer service? No, it's that. Oh, you have in the kitchen. A chef in the kitchen? How very odd. And Victor goes to investigate, clearly very troubled.
As this guy is just kind of ready, you said he was short, right? This yes. Baron, yeah. So Lady Solstice, who's like over 6 feet tall, as Victor walks away, she reaches down and pats the guy on the head and goes, "Oh, you should calm down, darling. It's rather unbecoming."
What kind of check do I want you to roll?
Make it intimidation, please.
This man just eats you. He opens up like the thing.
No, sort of a form of intimidation.
I have +7 to intimidation and abilities for it, so let's hope this goes well. All right, cool. 16. I'll take it.
Amazing.
I'll take it.
A 16. I really don't need to stun roll, but I think it might dice. You pat him on the head, and it doesn't alleviate anything.
No.
It's a few shades less dark red. Thank you. The breathing exercises, I'll remember them. And as he's calming down, Victor is making his way to the kitchen. Along the way, he comes across the path of Evie.
Yes. Oh. I don't think I've met Victor before, right? So I don't know if I would recognize him, actually. Does he look in any such way that I would take note of him, or would I just walk right past?
You saw him come out of the kitchen and not come out of the dining room and walk toward the kitchen in a huff. You can infer that this is Victor, or at least someone who can get you to Victor.
Oh, You wouldn't happen to be the lord of this manor, would you?
Victor Tam at your service.
Evie Han, pleasure to meet you.
It really is a pleasure. Although I must you must give me a moment. I need to investigate something in the.
Oh, the chef, he's lovely. I'll come with you.
Oh, you've met the. Then yes, you
Chef.
should come.
Mhm.
Victor makes his way toward the kitchen, and I will say that Jake, you also catch a glimpse of Victor making the same inference that Evie could. I'll leave it up to you whether or not you go to follow him out of curiosity or no.
No, I'm good.
All right. Then Victor, Amelia, and Evie are heading to the kitchen. Catherine, did you follow or did you just stay behind with Angry Guy?
I think I would probably stay behind with Angry Guy for like 10 seconds, realize I don't want to be in this conversation anymore, and then quickly rush off after Victor. So, yeah, I'm going to. I'll arrive like a second later.
All right. So Victor gets to the kitchen, opens the door, turns to his right. Chef Turniphead.
Fuck.
Hello?
Mike, question for you.
Yes.
Is there any shot that I know what Victor looks like as the host?
Roll me a history check. It won't be an easy history check, but
Why does he not know? Wait,
What
what's
twist?
happening?
What a twist!
That is a 13.
You don't know who Victor looks like. But if you had to, but again, if you had to guess who just came through the door, he says, "Are you the chef? It seems one of my guests is in quite the tizzy over you."
I'm Chef Turniphead.
Right. And I hired you?
Yes.
Victor ponders that. And as he ponders that, we're going to cross dissolve. Not cross dissolve on Victor. Cross dissolve on Chef Turniphead. Because we're going to flash back to your perspective and exactly how and why you're here.
Oh
So let's
my
say
lord.
Chef Turniphead
This
is
was immediately. I thought we'd have a little longer time. All right.
Chef Turniphead is a few couple feet, I don't know, a couple feet like outside of the fence of the manor. There is a very tall fence in front of you that you certainly can't climb over right now because the tops are spiked. So
I can't climb over as Turniphead?
What's that?
I can't climb over as the 9 foot tall giant.
You know what? Yeah, give me an athletics check to climb the fence. I did forget you're 9 feet tall, and while these are tall spikes, I don't. That would be a doable.
That would be a 24 for the athletics check.
Holy hell! So Chef Turniphead grabs one bar with one arm, another bar with the other arm, locks in his feet, and like Donkey Kong would, like, specifically arcade machine Donkey Kong would, shimmies his way up the gate.
Oh, lovely.
Can you give me a quick dex check to see how well you get over these spikes?
Yeah, just flat dex.
Yeah.
Sure. That is
If it's higher, you can give me an acrobatics, but I don't think it would be higher.
Can't imagine looking at him.
That's a 14. It's a +0 either way. He's not an acrobat.
A 14 with considerable effort. Chef Tornaped does get up and over these spikes, not even a nick on him. But it did take a long time. So long that if someone was looking out for you, probably would have seen you. But for
Okay.
now, you slide down the other side of the gate. You are on the outside of the manor, and luckily from the side you are on, you can see the windows leading into the kitchen from outside the manor.
Great. Yeah, I should. It's fake it till you make it. I walk right into the kitchen. I'm the chef.
I'll
Okay,
clarify.
yeah.
You saw the windows to the kitchen.
Yeah.
Great.
I'll clarify. I walk right into the kitchen. I'm the chef.
You clamber up these windows because there is a rather tall foundation this manor is upon. You clamber up to the window, open it from the outside, no problem, and scramble into the kitchen.
Great.
And fortunately, for your plan of sneaking, there is no one in the kitchen.
Sneak it. Beautiful. Are there these mysterious platters though?
There are no mysterious platters at this moment.
Okay.
Hate to break it to you, your lumbering body did make some noise.
Makes sense.
Moments later, the same large butler we saw at the entrance to the manor opens the door to find you. Who are you?
I'm Chef Tornaped.
Chef Tornaped. Are you?
I make the food. He's just trying to
Bartholomew. Yeah, Bartholomew's head cocks a little further to the side, like how a dog, when it doesn't understand what you're saying, would, and slowly re-straightens his head. Yes, Chef Tornaped. Excellent. I hope you'll get to work immediately. The party is soon.
Wouldn't want to disappoint the guests.
I am sure you will not. Bartholomew exits the room, unless you want to do something else.
No, you can exit. I was just gonna say this is going to be why the food was bad, because Tornaped is gonna start grabbing random ingredients and jamming them together, and that will be what is later served.
Yes. And I will say, as you are making your haphazard concoction of technically edible things, at some point, those magical platters do start flying around. Doors to cabinets open, and they come flying out. And out of the fridge comes pre-prepared appetizers flying onto these trays, flying around the kitchen. They don't have to deter your work, but all of that happens around you.
I want to try and grab one of the, not even the platter, but the unseen thing that is seemingly moving the platter, to see if there is like an invisible thing or something there.
How do I want to make you do this? I guess make a sleight of hand check to grab a theoretical hand or force moving these plates.
Well, purely just because it's a good roll. That was an 18. I should not have done well, but it did.
Excellent. Excellent. You grab at one of these platters, not for the platter directly, but very well aimed where a theoretical wrist or base would be, sort of underneath the platter. And if there was anything holding this up from the bottom, it's not physical.
Okay. All right. How far? I guess I wouldn't know this in terms of when people are going to start showing up. Um, we're just gonna do it now because this is what the guy would do. He Chef Turpin is gonna lift up the little apron he's been wearing, or take off the apron he's been wearing, and reveal that in the middle of his body is a zipper, and he's going to undo the zipper, and a tiny little hand is going to poke out of the inside of him and do a quick Arcana check on all of these platters.
Nikhil, what the fuck is your character?
Oh, buddy.
Make me
heal people around, but this is what he came to do. So he's here. He's gonna get it done.
make me an Arcana check.
Okay, going to the other character sheet. That was a nat 20, which with my thing is a 31.
Guys, I want to remind everyone watching that this is Mike's first time DMing, and boy, none of us chose to make it easy on him, did we?
It's your first time?
I've DM'd a one-shot before, and that's...
Oh my god, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I just made a normal character who does normal things.
We haven't even gotten to Lady Solstice's shit yet.
I don't
Listen,
know.
Matt.
I'm sorry.
Matt brought a class I literally had not heard of before, and that's before we get into unique shit with his character, so don't even worry about it. I'll tell you the whole thing with it. No, I won't. But I will tell you that, like...
I'm so sorry that was a nat 20 at the gate.
That's okay. That's okay. You get, with a nat 20 Arcana check, that there are, in some sense, hands holding these plates. Not only that, you can tell that it's the same set of hands holding every plate. To your perception, it almost feels as if the same set of hands is moving across the trays very quickly to hold them all up. And you can tell that this hand is likely affixed to some kind of body because all the platters are floating at a similar height.
Oh.
So
that's good information.
I described it as floating around the room. In practice, it looks more like street traffic in that they're weaving in and out of each other, and they're kind of lanes that they're into because they're all at the same height.
Oh. Now that's fascinating.
Mhm.
Okay. The fuck am I? All right, we're gonna just keep going until this doesn't work, I guess. I'm gonna. I'm so sorry, but I'm gonna. Where the hand was coming out of the inside of this man. Now a long. Oh, here. Actually, I had a whole bit and I forgot it. Now a long hat is gonna poke out, followed by a big bushy beard, and the only thing you can see is a little nose. And he's just gonna call out to the room, like, "Is anyone out there? Is someone holding these platters? I came because I was told it would be automated."
You don't get a response. And I'll say as a carryover from... You don't get a response, and it doesn't seem as if the activity of this figure has ceased in any way.
Okay.
Whether or not it did hear you is up for interpretation, but it certainly doesn't stop or acknowledge you.
Okay. What do I?
Are you three gnomes in a trench coat?
No, I'm not you.
Damn.
Is there any other...
in a chef body. Thank you very much.
I'm one guy in a mech suit made of meat.
Is there anything else Chef Turniphead does in this time?
I mean, hold on, I gotta read something. For the festive. Okay, I will go ahead and cast Detect Magic to see if this is a guy or like it seems reductive, but I'll see what else I can learn from Detect Magic.
Could you do me a favor and read the text of Detect Magic so I know exactly what I have to give you?
For the duration, you sense the presence of magical effects within 30 feet of yourself. If you sense such effects, you can take the magic action to see a faint aura around any visible creature or object in the area that bears the magic. And if an effect was created by a spell, you learn the spell's school of magic. The spell is blocked by 1 foot of stone, dirt, or wood, 1 inch of metal, or a thin sheet of lead.
It's magic.
Cool. I mean, that's what I expected, but we're going to give it a go.
There are no visible creatures, but you
Okay.
can tell this is certainly some kind of magic.
Okay. Cool.
Mhm.
So not entirely a speedster. That's good to know.
Yeah.
Um,
Anything else?
no, I
Okay.
I will upgrade your entire system immediately.
With Turniphead's arrival squared away, we
Let's not go as far as squared away. With Turniphead's arrival seen.
I cannot believe it happened this way. I thought this was gonna be like the end of the episode. I would like unzip in front of everyone, and then no.
Hey,
It only came for these platters, so it worked out.
I mean, none of us know in character.
It's true. None of you do.
I also thought that would happen later, but you sent it and I respect it. We fade back to the present day to Turniphead standing there, not having given any of the past exposition as explanation to anyone in the room. Victor stares, concerning, and then go
I
ahead.
was gonna say, I think Evelyn, remembering the plate of shrimp she was given earlier, would just be like, and what a great decision it was to hire the famous Chef Turniphead. Victor, like I mean, I know you've got other things going on for this party, but I am so excited to have a celebrity chef, one of the best in the continent, cooking for us tonight. You really pull out all the stops.
Everyone in the kitchen, that being Nikhil and Jess, please roll a perception check.
Can do.
Cover for you. Got you.
No, Turniphead's mouth is always a little open, and now it's slightly more open. That was a 9 for perception. The meat suit does not have good vision, sadly.
Yeah,
What a sentence.
that's a 16. That is better, but you just see Victor's head uncock. Yes, the famous Chef Turniphead. Just another part of making this evening unforgettable. Thank you again so much for being here and your platter. He takes one of your creations and pops it in his mouth. Mmm. 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 Amazing.
The moment he does that, Turniphead gets another one and offers it to him.
Oh,
Everyone must have two. That's the experience.
well, you're the professional.
Ooh, I should like to take one too then.
He gladly gives you one as well.
At this point, can Lady Solstice arrive in this? See?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Are we on camera during other people talking still? Is it like the old
Yeah, it's the
review? Okay. Because when you said Monster Hunter, I literally freaked out.
Oh, yeah, that's so
Right.
can Lady Solstice walk in here now? Okay. Lady Solstice opens the door very dramatically, kind of glides in, looks over the scene, sees this 9-foot tall thing, and just goes, "Oh, Victor, I had so hoped I wouldn't have to work tonight, but if you insist." And then she just whips out both of the knives from her bracers, and they start glowing gold, and she just starts walking towards Chef Turniphead.
Victor jumps into that path. No, Lady Solstice, please, this is the...
Victor, no, this is my area, Victor. Trust my expertise. The Solstice family has been doing this for generations. I know a monster when I see go.
Lady Solstice, this is the esteemed and famous Chef Turniphead, whom I hired to cater this event. Don't you see his hat?
I do see
I
his
forgot
hat,
he's got a hat
Victor.
there.
Yes. I'll admit I've never seen a monster wearing a hat before. It's quite fashionable. But regardless, this is a chef?
Chef
Look at the-
Turniphead.
Look at the size of his arms. How does he cook with the one so
Better
much larger
than you.
He's very famous.
I train whole life, make food. This arm not as good. They shortened it.
You're insistent, Victor, that you would like him here? If that changes at any
Yes.
point, just let me know and I can have this wrapped up for you very good. Like I said, I didn't want to work tonight, but for a friend, I can do a favor, clear out anything you might have.
I absolutely want him here. Thank you so much for your concern, Lady Catherine. And honestly, if you want to dish about this guy later in private, I have some stuff to say.
Of course, darling, yes. And you, I don't believe we've met, turning to Miss Hahn. Lady
Oh,
Catherine
yes.
Solstice, she holds out a hand.
Evie Hahn, charmed, I'm sure.
I love your dress.
Well,
Quite
thank you. I
fashionable.
love your knives.
Thank you. Tools of the trade, you know.
You said you're a monster hunter.
Yes. Been in my
Like-
family
like-
for generations. I'm a descendant of Killian Solstice, if you've heard the name.
Oh, yes, of course.
Mm-hmm.
The Alien Solstice, that's amazing. Let me ask, you said monster hunter. Like metaphysical monsters, like horrors, or are we talking like capitalists?
Well, she kind of like pauses at that. Physical monsters, typically. I'm not much of a sort of naturalist type, but when my work demands, I leave my manor and go out into the woods. Of course, I am happy to do the job.
Fantastic. I think we'll be great friends.
Go ahead.
It's like, just as long as it's that kind of monster and not the other kind.
She kind of like, her eyes flick around the room and she goes, darling, if you're worried about my opinions on the rich, I do count myself among them, for better or for worse.
Oh, good. Sometimes monster hunters are more the hero type, and you know how those get.
There are plenty of opinions on my family out there, and I personally believe that the Solstice family does a lot of good. If we stand to benefit from that good now and again, well, so be it.
Turniphead's gonna take whatever looks like the nastiest food that he's made and put it in front of Solstice's face the moment she says that.
I don't mind if I do.
I mean, she's gonna take it and kind of inspect it, take a bite. I won't ask for a full description of the food. I will ask how it tastes. I imagine not great.
It tastes like a gnome inside of a meat suit, cobbled together random ingredients that he doesn't know how to cook. So
She puts it in her mouth, then just kind of daintily grabs like a napkin or a towel or something off whatever counter nearby, spits it and goes, absolutely not. No. Victor, you're certain this is your chef?
Not refined enough taste, I suppose.
I am certain that somehow I did hire this chef. Yes.
it's for a refined palate.
Yes, a refined palate. And us, I mean, if you think about it, Lady Solstice, we have very sheltered palates. I mean, your specific culinary style, it's very common, no?
Of course, Victor, this is your party after all. I don't want to judge your tastes in this way.
Oh, I should clarify. I wasn't calling your taste. Oh my goodness.
I would certainly hope you weren't.
No, Chef Tornaped, his style of cooking, it's very
Bad?
inspired by commoner delicacies, no?
No, it's for the rich people.
Not this rich person.
Most rich people like it.
It's true. It's delicious.
Okay. The commoners think it's gross. They won't eat it.
It would be
Well,
old
there's-
money.
At that, she does take a second one and kind of like takes another bite. Perhaps it's something that will grow on me over time, I suppose.
Focus on the earthy flavor of it.
That's the dirt.
Oh yeah, there's dirt in this. It's disgusting.
Yes, it must be the unconventional taste that can only be appreciated by a true foodie, which we clearly are not.
Oh.
Victor, this is incredibly strange, but
It is.
irregardless of that, I'll trust your taste.
I will try to as well. Speaking of my taste, I think I will go continue the dinner preparation. I would love to wash this taste out of my mouth with something.
Oh, but I thought you
I'll be in
liked
the
it.
kitchen. I appreciate it. I'll be in the dining room. Thank you so much for coming. Please socialize. Eat some of the other hors d'oeuvres if you are so inclined. And I'm going to go now.
I'll talk to you later, Victor.
Yes. Victor leaves. Evie, if there's any other word you want to get him with him, you can try. But otherwise, he's going to the dining room.
Oh no, I don't think any good can come from me continuing to talk to this man in this moment.
That's fair. Victor leaves the kitchen. Leaving Turniphead, Evie, Amelia, and Catherine in the kitchen.
Oh yeah, does Catherine have any reaction to Amelia, who may or may not look like a very famous archetype of undead monster?
Yeah, to recap, because I didn't properly intro Countess Amelia von Bloodletter's physical appearance. This is a very pale woman wearing all black. No widower's veil like Evie, but you could you know, if you were going by broad stereotypes, you could maybe assume this is like a kind of vampiric looking person.
Also, the name. there's also
Don't know her
that.
name yet. You don't know her name yet.
To that point, though, Lady Solstice is mostly like a beast hunter, not like monsters in like the vampire or werewolf sense, like more animalistic monsters. It's like a big game hunter kind of thing. So she's maybe like a little wary of that, but not immediately gonna go for the throat like she kind of did with the sort of Frankenstein-like guy.
Yeah. Because Frankenstein's animalistic, totally.
I mean, they're kind of. It's fought like flesh golems before. Vampires and undead are not her purview.
Yeah.
Frankenstein's
Amelia gives you a pointed look knowing your profession. But if you are not going to be hostile to her, she will certainly not be hostile to you.
If she sees the look, Lady Solstice will kind of just give her like a almost condescending but kind of reassuring just hand wave, like, oh no, not you. It's like, don't worry about it.
You are more perceptive than most in your profession.
Well, the Solstice family are explorers after all. Vampires and undead and the like. Not typically what we deal with. We go out into the wilds, you know, map things, fight the various beasts of the land, etc., etc.
in character, what Turniphead is going to make a sound that's very guttural, but can also still pretty distinctly be seen as a laugh.
Evelyn is also laughing right now. I think we are laughing for two different reasons, though.
Well, confidence is a good quality in many cases. And then aside to Ivy, she will say, "It would be difficult, but maybe her. She makes you laugh."
And she does have quite a bit of money. She's more likely to fight.
True, but I doubt she will be missed.
Oh, that is so true. I kind of like her. I don't like doing this to people I like.
I'm sorry, you guys have this conversation 4 feet away from this.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we're
Yeah,
not.
but like, Amelia is like right up on Evie's ear.
Oh, okay.
The type of thing where like we can see they're having a secret conversation but can't necessarily make out the details. Yeah, Lady Solstice isn't going to try to butt into it.
Of the classic, like, It's Always Sunny joke where they have a conversation that's insane and then like pan over and just another person's next to them.
Yeah.
I will say Evie probably does say that. I kind of like her thing out loud, just to kind of butter up the.
Yes, what a very charming new acquaintance she is, and such an interesting kitchen. What with the counters they chose and the people they chose to have in it.
Yeah.
Shall we away to the party proper?
I suppose we shall. Come find me later, Chef. I have some questions for you about the food.
Bernapin nods. No chance that's happening, but he'll nod.
Oh yeah, no, I know.
I'm
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, Lady Solstice is going to follow them out, but as she's leaving, she's going to take her 2 knives and do like the I'm watching you eyes gesture with her knives at you, Turnip Head.
Unfazed.
Didn't think so, but
Excellent. With that, most of our fated players have interacted with each other, but Jake, being so left out, has the chaplain been up to anything while all this has been going down in the kitchen?
Depends on what Lafayette was able to get out of that lady's bag.
You had a good roll for that, so I will say, whatever kind of items you would want to have found in a purse, I think you would have, gotten. So if you're looking for money or identification or anything like that, if you're looking for even kind of like precious things that might have been in there, what is it you were looking for?
I mean, anything valuable. Obviously, more unique is better than, just gold. If there's some kind of, fancy brooch or key or some, anything like that, you would be sure to grab.
I rolled a just flat D20 with not super a ton of meaning, but your general rarity ranking is an 8 on the die, so I'll say you find a very fancy and encrusted key, not likely to anything here, considering it was just like in someone's purse. But
That's
you
what
have Lafayette makes a little coup of disappointment with this haul.
I have actively noticed Lafayette sample some of the various canapes and things that have been floating around and absolutely reject them. And so I reach within my robes and pull out kind of like a biscuit and toss it to him.
Lafayette eats.
All right. And I continue to make my way around the room of... Yeah.
Unfortunately, as you make your way around, you find yourself in the path of everyone's favorite angry Red Baron. As if tonight couldn't get any worse, you bring an... To this, the disease it must be carrying. Explain yourself. Who are you? What do you do for a living? How did you get it?
Well, hello. I am a man of the clergy, and my owl is also a member of the clergy. Not dirty whatsoever. In fact, he is vital to the spreading of the word of God.
Yeah, yes, very, 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 very good. The red is completely drained from his face. He is a normal color now. He is completely chilled himself out at that. I apologize most greatly. I did not realize you were a man of the cloth. My family, we make a great point of respecting any human or animal who works in their chosen deity's name. What deity would that be exactly?
Oh, you know, the best deity that I have found personally is actually many deities. Uh, or I serve the Azerbaijan Collective, and they are probably uh, well, it takes a very discerning sort of a person to have any experience with the Azerbaijan Collective. I'm sure you probably have never heard of them, but um, they are always open to new congregants, especially those such as distinguished as yourself.
Yeah, well, I have been thinking about it for a while. My family, we are undeclared ourselves. We have not put ourselves to any specific deity, but as I get on in age, I can't help thinking about the afterlife and faith and what manner of things. And this is a party and cause for celebration. Why not convert as part of the evening, eh?
Of course. Are you a landowner, sir?
Yes, I do suppose you could say I am a landowner, yes.
But I'm sure that land is here in the physical plane.
But of course, very little of the land is valuable to myself.
Would you like to be a landowner in the celestial plane?
You can do that?
Of course. The Azerbaijan Collective grants each and every one of their congregants their own planet to rule and preside over.
Jake, you're not.
Why, I don't understand why you're not more popular. On top of being a proper solution to my particular anxieties and entire...
Well, I mean, there is a limited number of planets, and so, there's only so many people that get the opportunity to join the collective.
Ah, well.
But a powerful man such as yourself got a pretty good shot, I'd say.
Well, scarcity is the precursor to value. And of course, joining such an exclusive membership is very appealing to someone such as myself. Please tell me, what do I do? Is there a ritual? Something I sign? Money I give you?
Well, I would say that you could. I rustle in my robes and I pull out a very small pamphlet. It's about like 4 pages. Has some little cartoons on it. And I hand that to him and I say, you can read this later. It's really not necessary at the moment, but that will kind of lay out the whole spiel for you of the collective and what they value and what they look at for your life today. To see if you should be a member. But one of the things that they value the most is you taking care of other members of the collective, and of course, enabling those who serve in a meager capacity like myself the means to continue to do so. Generally, that's via small donation.
So I give you money.
Yes, and that money directly translates to acreage in the celestial plane.
That's exactly what I was looking for. Now let's see. We have gold, we have platinum, use or desire, a few scattered diamonds in there. How many acres will a diamond get?
Oh, well, that's probably worth a small country. You'd
Small.
start making your way towards, getting that full planet.
Well, how about 2 small countries, or perhaps 1 large country? I will leave that to your wisdom and judgment. Of course.
I'm just a messenger and a ledger, so if you would like, I can take that from you here and start your process. I'll get you a little. This booklet here is a ledger of your contributions that you have made, and you keep track of that. We keep track of that, and the more you pay, the more you gain, of course.
Well, I can't promise the bookkeeping won't be a little bit fluffed, but you will still get your part. Here are the diamonds.
Thank you kindly.
Oh, no, thank you for the exact solution to my problems. What a deal! What a deal! Get that right out of my face! With that, is there... Yes.
Before we resolve this scene, so he got out a whole big bag of money, I'm assuming, and pulled some diamonds out of it. Did Lafayette see where that bag went after this interaction?
Yes, it went into one of the very, very many pockets in his coat, which he, in his joy, left open.
Hey, I think we need a tip.
And Lafayette coos in agreement and dive bombs for the tip, as you say. Please roll me a sleight of hand.
Dirty 20.
Excellent. How much of a tip are you looking for? Another diamond, or...
Yeah, the
If you want to take the whole thing, you can take the whole thing as well.
Yeah, well, that might get noticed before the end of the night, so I would say that Lafayette will grab the most valuable clawful that he can grab.
Lafayette grabs an additional 3 small diamonds, quite the tip, and dutifully flies back to your shoulder and deposits them wherever you are keeping your spoils. Soon enough, Victor summons everyone to the dining room with a tap of one of his fine knives on a glass, and as everyone gets seated, it's a bit of a slow process. There are a lot of guests here, rounds about like 50 or so. But as everyone gets seated at the one long, very long table, Victor, as Catherine saw during his rehearsal, leaps up to the tabletop. Greetings and gratitudes, my many guests of renown. Thank you so much for joining me this evening. I have spared no expense in bringing you here and giving you an excellent experience in hiring an apparently very famous chef who has come to controversial reviews, but I think we can all agree it has certainly made the evening interesting, and that is certainly the point. He gestures with the knife still in his hand. Speaking of points, you may have looked around and seen an eclectic gathering around you. Now, I wish that my social life was so rich that I knew each of you personally myself before inviting you here, but that was not the case. I inherited this manor some years ago, and as part of that inheritance, I have been forced to be somewhat isolated. As you can see, this place is a wonder of modern magical engineering. I'll tell you, the platters are not the only things that fly on their own. Oh, it has been a gift to be here, but as those of our stratosphere often do, I have kept it to myself. So let me say thank you all for being here tonight, the one rare exception where I share it with the outside world. There's another thing I'd like to share with you, if I could if I could find it. If I could find where my head is going. He swings the knife with less animated precision and starts sort of wandering around the table. He's almost on roller skates. If there was one other matter, huh. Well, I suppose it's slipped my mind. Well, if it was anything important, I surely would have said I haven't even cracked the wine yet. So that's not the answer. So let me say thank you to you all, and to all a good night. The lights go out. There is panic across the room. Everyone can roll me a perception check, please, with disadvantage.
I'm gonna do a mean
Unless
player
if you
to
have
a new.
big-
There it is. All right, cool. So just normal without disadvantage for dark vision.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah.
I don't have great perception.
Oh, as
22.
long as the lights are out, I'm gonna do this not in the meat suit. I'm gonna open my zipper again for this
Yeah,
perception.
go for it. Go for it.
Lady Solstice
That
is
is a-
used to operating in different light levels. I got a 22.
I got a 21.
Oh,
I rolled 2 15s.
Oh wait, I forgot to do disadvantage, so I actually forget my 21.
So 18 total on both rolls.
13.
So we got
Disadvantage is an 11.
an 18 and 11, and what do you get, Jake?
13.
13. Okay. Evie and Catherine, you are able to keep your wits about you and possibly your night vision about you enough that you can make out the silhouette of Victor in the night. And what you see is Victor, as part of the motion he was doing anyway as he was talking, all of his weight already shifting backwards falls back, seemingly onto the table, but you don't hear a thud. He seems to blend into the shadow of the table. A moment passes. Then you hear a thud. Then the lights come on. Victor, like a prized pork, splayed upon the table, a massive puncture wound in his chest. Terror ensues. And we take our break.
of course.
Okay.
That would make sense. Hey everybody, this is Matt coming in with the first intermission of Murder Under Moonlight's Shade. I hope you are all enjoying Mike's DM debut so far. Not too much to go over today, but let me just start out by thanking all of you so much for watching as usual, and especially big thank you to our longtime viewers for being patient with us as we got this series out. I know it took us a bit to wrap this one up, but most of the D&Dorks backend is done by myself and Nathan, and over the last several months, Nathan went on tour and has been making an album, and I have been prepping for and dealing with the whole debacle that is the American TikTok ban, so there's been a lot going on. But of course, we did finally get it ready to go, and so let's talk about how exactly this series is going to work. Murder Under Moonlight's Shade is a 4-episode miniseries that will be releasing bi-weekly. So normally that means every other Wednesday, but if you subscribe to our Patreon, you can get episodes a little bit earlier. Head over to patreon.com/the D&Dorks and you can get early ad-free access to every episode the Sunday before usual release, and access to an exclusive after show where the cast talks about the episode we just recorded and whatever else comes to mind. This, of course, also means that you get access to the entire backlog of content, and so there's hours and hours and hours of after shows after years of running the D&Dorks. If you're looking for more of us, go and look there. As for what the D&Dorks have planned after Murder Under Moonlight's Shade finishes, there are some things in the works, but we're not ready to tell you about them quite yet. We are still figuring out the logistics, and one of the reasons that this show is releasing bi-weekly is so that we have a little bit more time to get that worked out. Once this series gets a little bit closer to the end, we'll be ready to tell you a little bit more about them, but for now, just rest assured that there is more that we are currently working on. And finally, for this intermission, I want to give a shout out to the artist that we worked with for this series. If you like the character art we have for Murder Under Moonlight's Shade, please go and check him out. I've put his handle on the screen. He's on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, all the places, and he was a delight to work with. And with that, I believe I've covered everything I need to. So thank you all again one more time for listening. Let's get back to the show.
We are back, and Victor Tem is dead. The denizens of the party, most of them, are justifiably freaking out. But keeping her wits about her is one Evie Han, who, upon reflecting what she just witnessed, Jess, tell the people what you told me during the break.
So Evie Han has Eyes of the Grave, which allows me to locate any undead within 60 feet of me that isn't behind total cover and isn't protected from divination magic. And it is until the end of my turn. I believe it is an action to use this, and I think the second things started getting weird, she would have turned it on.
Mm-hmm. In that case, what you witness having used this ability in the moment to moment maybe isn't that helpful.
Yeah.
Because what you know is Victor falls back. You can't see him.
And that's when it turns on. Yeah.
That's not when it turns on.
Oh, that's not when my ability turns on?
Just a millisecond before you hear the thud. That is when it turns on.
Okay. That's when I turn on my power.
Mm-hmm. The lights are up. People are running around panicking. Some people have already determined themselves as leaders that are trying to calm everyone down, also standing on the table. For our initial reactions, I think I first want to go to the chaplain. What are we doing here? Victor Tem is dead. Everyone's freaking out.
Well, Kaplinger himself may not have rolled the greatest, but Lafayette has advantage on wisdom perception checks and a much better perception than I do. And so I have a sense that there's something up, and I'm just kind of observing what else happens.
The chaplain is observing. Very respectable. Let's go to the opposite end of the spectrum. Catherine, your friend's dead.
Yeah. So I rolled highest on the perception check as well, so I kind of saw in quotes as much as what happened here. This is sort of something that Lady Solstice is at least used to, not the death of a friend per se. I guess what I should ask, and this is kind of at your discretion, Mike, is this shocking enough for the thing to happen, in your opinion, or not? I think it could be, but it is the DM decision.
Let me double check the thing. Yeah, this is a time of distress.
This is a time of distress. All right, let me get my D4. People who know how Eladrin work might know roughly what this is going to be. Oh, that's really fitting, actually. Okay. So when the lights come back on, Lady Solstice's skin is no longer bright yellow gold. It is a lush, verdant green color. And without a word, first thing she wants to do is inspect the body. So she just kind of like vaults up onto the table. Very easy for her. I don't know if anybody's going to stop her. And
yeah.
Huh?
I want to say, if you're going for the body, Chef is also going for that fucking body.
Okay. I mean, what is there a roll that needs to happen here before I get there?
I would say I want to hear what your intention was.
I want to look. I'm not like vaulting to go for. I want to look. She wants to look at it and see like what made the injury.
Okay,
I don't have a reaction there, but
so let's say Lady Catherine is walking toward the body, not literally pouncing. Nikhil, does Turniphead pounce?
Turniphead can't pounce, I don't think. But
with what urgency is he making his way to
the wall? And the moment that thing thudded, he strolls at great pace with full intention to take that body, and he's not really paying attention to anyone else.
Okay.
And so if she's just looking at it, he's grabbing it.
All right.
I imagine I have at least a few seconds before this large lumbering man who was probably not sitting down gets there.
You're not like moving it. You're definitely just.
I'm not moving it.
Yeah.
So Lady Solstice kind of jumps up onto the table. Her skin a completely different color, and her demeanor entirely changed. Where previously she was like very, refined, maybe a little bit blunt at times, but like elegant high society lady, she is already immediately almost in tears as she looks at this body and goes, "Oh, Victor, my dear friend, Clara, come here, we must find out what's going on. Oh, this is so much today. I was not hoping that anything would happen. Oh, my goodness. Oh, all right.
Well,
Gather yourself, lady. Clara, do the thing. Do you smell anything? Anything in the area? Oh, goodness.
I'll see, Mom. And she, as you flavored it, sniffs the air to see if she senses anything using her divine sense. And now I have an interesting thing to determine.
I said none of us made this easy on Mike as his first run as DM.
You can sense anything affected by the Hallow spell, or know the location of any celestial fiend, undead within 60 feet. What does it mean by Hallow spell?
That's that might actually be I don't remember that. Is that a new thing in the new rules?
It's not, but it's a spell where you can create a holy location. You can basically make a place holy that helps with like undead and stuff like that.
Okay, so probably not applicable.
Ground is holy.
If
I
it is,
will say
that'd be wild.
I will say that Lafayette pings.
Okay.
Celestial.
Okay.
Okay, noted. Not what she's looking for at the moment, but noted.
Exactly.
Though again, Clara knows that, not Lady Solstice.
Yes.
That does bring up an interesting point. Nikhil.
I'm not undead.
No?
Hit on it.
Right.
Not alive.
Not undead, just dead.
I will say though, I don't know how the spell like technically works.
man.
If it's literally just detect undead, it wouldn't flag, but it is coded in necrotic magic. So if it's rid of it, then yeah.
This is not detect. It's not detect magic. This is a paladin thing, so it is specifically undead.
Hmm.
So many abilities from this one thing.
Let's see, Mom. Celestial creature in the crowd, maybe.
Celestial? Why would that be a celestial? What about the large one? The one sort of scarily approaching us right now? Do I need to kill it yet? I can kill
Nothing.
it, but nothing?
No, nothing, Mom.
Where you are, I don't like you getting so close to me.
I'm sorry, Mom. Tis an odd sense.
You're doing perfect, Claire. This is a stressful situation. Everything's going to be fine.
Actually, watching all this, Turnipad's gonna come up and put a very large arm on Snake Lady's shoulder. And just look down and go, I can help.
How so?
And then he's gonna go over to the table and he's gonna pick up the body.
No, don't just take him. Don't just throw him over your shoulder. That man is dead.
I know. I am the greatest necromancer that I know of, at least.
Insight check.
Can I, Lady Catherine? You can.
I don't have great insight, but it's actually better than I thought. I absolutely will.
You don't need to roll. I assume your character believes this.
I literally said I know of at least. So there's not an ounce of lie in this statement.
I don't think it is, but still, I'm in character skeptical. That's an 11.
Just stole that body, huh?
Well, I'm not walking away with it because these people seem to be want the same thing, and
Okay.
they're just gonna be like, I'm gonna gesture to the kitchen, and then now I'll walk away with it.
Gathering herself at least somewhat, Lady Solstice is absolutely following. Again, still like holding back tears. Actually, probably not holding back tears, just crying.
A necromancer.
So Tortiped has taken the body, Not a ton of people in the crowd have noticed, but there is one person standing on top of a table, a dark-haired woman, who does notice and follow the two of you to the kitchen. I will say, if you're keeping a cool head, which I think both Runkakort and Evie did, you can also notice the body being spirited away.
Yes,
Yes,
I
I
would
will
very
follow.
much like to follow that. Especially if a necromancer got mentioned. Excuse me?
Very good. So we actually have a lot of people because Amelia's following you too. So
Yeah, I mean, I imagine this would be the kind of thing that people would follow.
Yeah.
so
9-foot tall giant dead body.
Amelia, darling, this is so exciting.
that is a word for it. Concerning is another.
Hmm.
So Turniped, the body, Catherine, Evie, Amelia, the chaplain, his owl, this dark-haired woman, Clara, and a very angry red man who also is standing on top of the table is the procession of people heading to the kitchen.
I love this.
That'd be
Also, to be
a
clear,
great
he
little
has a-
animatic.
He has a protrusion wound, but no actual protrusion. Yes. Like, is there a knife in this man?
No, there's no object in him. He
Okay.
just has the wound. Yes.
Fascinating. All right. Well, I go into the kitchen. I will lay him down. Who's with? I don't have a reason to trust any of you fucking people. But
Vouch for you.
yeah, but you're also like evil. You heard all of your conversation. But once again, Turnpad is going to take off his apron, and this time much more showingly, open up the zipper and slowly crawl out to reveal his little gnome form.
Oh, this is the
And-
worst party I've ever been to.
He's going to stand on the table and look down at this man, and I have to now decide which of these spells I want to cast on this dude.
Really, I did not see this coming.
Excuse me. So you're a small man inside the large man?
The large man is a sort of a machine, if you will.
What?
So I put together, machines to help people do their jobs, and I very ethically recycle discarded meat that I find, such as the various components of this man.
You are awful,
I should
awful little
probably
man.
introduce myself to everyone now that I seem to have gathered an audience. My name is Dr. Tortapen. I am a necromancer, and I can help us bring this horrible person back. But I do need to sort of take control of the situation right now. So before I waste my precious opportunities to talk with this dead man, I'm going to need some of you to answer some questions.
I will not humor this harlequin. This buffoonery. The most able-bodied among us need to string this man up. This body.
Can't waste any spells. I need them all for necromancy. I would love to hit this man somehow.
If no one hits the man, anyone is welcome to.
Lady
if they
Fulton
don't?
won't like this.
The dark-haired woman actually springs into action. Enough. There's a man taking action that is good enough for us. Just shut up. You angry little man.
Thank you very much.
I can't believe I'm about to say this, but I might actually side with the Baron on this. You're going to bring him back to life?
I'm going to be honest. I don't care about any of you or this man, but he holds information that I need and someone killed him. So I'm going to talk to the man. I can help with whatever you guys wanted, and I assume to find out who killed him. But
Oh.
I only got one go at it, so
You're not going to bring him back permanently.
I can. You want that?
No, I think that's an affront to nature, and I think
Okay.
it's thievery from Her Lady Death. And so, as long as you're not bringing him back permanently, it's fine.
Yeah,
My abduction
I
is
won't-
on. Carry on.
but I won't do that. That's okay.
Please leave him dead.
Yeah, sure. I always need a new meat suit. We're fine.
Well, if we go by votes by power of capital acquired as we should, then my vote counts for 12 of your votes, and you are, dare I say, simply outcount.
Does anyone have a reason that guy didn't kill this man?
He doesn't seem quite capable of murder, and I don't mean that in a moral sense. He's very small.
He also hasn't realized I'm richer than he is, so I mean, he doesn't know the whole situation here.
Yes, I think action was best for the group, says the woman you don't know the name of, but has just stuffed something into the mouth of the Baron that simply will not come out and will not allow him to speak.
Okay, she is officially second in charge. I like her. Now, I don't know who this man is. Somebody start to speak up if you think you know who killed him, because I'm not wasting part of my conversation on this if don't have to help it.
If we're given an opportunity to do stuff here, can I make some sort of check on the wound to look at, like, it was a puncture wound that's open. I want to see, like, can I get a rough idea of
Actually,
maybe what made that?
Can I do an Arcana on it as well? That makes more sense.
You can do an Arcana, yes. Matt, if that's the information you're looking for, I would say that's an investigation check rather than medicine.
I can do that. So, Lady Solstice has a -2 intelligence. She will never act like she does. So I'm going to do that check.
Amazing.
That is actually a 12, so that's better than I was expecting it to be.
Okay. So, what information are you looking for exactly?
Main thing that I want to know is just, I can see a puncture wound. What kind of weapon did that? Is it like a knife? Is it a sword based on size and shape of the wound? What stabbed it?
Mm-hmm. You looking at this puncture wound, you can't tell a ton, but you can fundamentally tell one thing. Swords and knives are meant to cut. This pierced. It was not any kind of blade that caused this. This is a purely puncture wound, likely from some kind of something that pierces rather than slices.
And then, kind of in the same question, hopefully I can get this as well. Roughly how big is it on his chest? Because you mentioned it was large, but like, what are we talking about here?
If I make an unbelievable distance, please don't mind it. I'm very bad at any kind of distancing. But let's say it's a diameter of approximately 2 to 3 inches.
Okay, so large for a puncture wound, but not like he has a gaping hole in the middle of his chest. Got it.
Yes.
Got it. Okay. And that's,
okay.
Even if I rolled higher, that's about all the information I think that Lady Solstice would be able to get.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna do the Arcana check and try and find specifically any traces of magic on this man that either could help me understand how he died, or more importantly to me, to see if he's linked to these automation platters that I noticed. And that, I already rolled it, but that was a 29.
Damn.
I have a plus 11 to Arcana. Dr. Torpidus. He's a very smart man.
With a 29, you don't get any kind of magical reading from the wound.
Okay.
But as you kind of expand the focus of your spell, you do notice almost a magical residue on the very outlines of his body, like a little on the top of his head, the bottom of his feet, the side of his arms. And that is very similar to what you sensed with the platters. Not the exact same, but you could sense that they're kind of the same flavor of magic.
Follow up. Is anything still moving?
No.
Oh.
You don't feel, again, what you feel is not an active force like you did before, but a residue that feels similar in nature to what you felt before.
Okay. Fascinating.
Mhm.
All right. Well, I'm still just asking people if they know what killed him at this point. I'm not disclosing any of that information out to the world.
Well, I assume it was the chest wound.
Who?
A smart assumption, I would think.
Hmm.
A follow-up question. I saw the silhouette of him dying. There was no one else immediately there, right? Okay. And this is once again kind of a maybe obvious question, but I'm going to ask it for the sake of saying it in the episode. I didn't see the silhouette of like anything thrown to do this puncture. It just, he fell over. There's a wound there now.
Yeah. Yes. That is.
Okay, I won't do it in character because I just said it all, but I will relay that information to everybody
Yeah,
there.
I will. I did not simply erase silhouettes that were actually there. There was nothing else we saw.
Yeah, I didn't see like a spear go through and strike him in the chest.
No.
Yeah. Okay, I will relay that information to everybody.
Does he have his knife still? Or is that gone?
He still does. Sorry, hold on. I'm replaying it in my head. And no, he does not.
Fascinating, right?
Does anyone else have anything they want to check with the body? The scene of the crime is also in the other room. Or you could question anyone in the room. Who's taken initiative?
Has anyone gone through his pockets yet?
I assume not out of respect.
Well, okay. Not to be disrespectful, I promise I'm not going to steal anything. I have better ways to steal things. I didn't say that. Don't worry about that. I'm just going to do a quick search through of his pockets and his belongings to see if there's anything that could be of interest to us here. And I assume I'm going to have to roll to go through his things to see if I find something, or do I just have access to his pocket?
Roll an investigation check, I suppose, but like, he's dead and no one's gonna stop you from picking the pockets. Do it with advantage. You
That's
have a
20.
very...
I don't need advantage.
Wow, alright.
You find a little note that says, "This is what killed me."
My murderer was the nat 20 plus 2.
Okay. You can find pretty much anything you want to find that could reasonably have been carried upon his person. You find money in his pockets. You see a cute like little metallic thing with little knives embedded into it. Almost like it's keeping track of something. Maybe a little business keepsake.
Keeping that.
Identification, like you might keep a license on you, but a fantasy equivalent.
Any kind of like magical item that seems like it's maybe controlling a bunch of moving trays and things?
No magical items.
Okay.
Nothing of such a nature.
And no notes, no like documents of any sort?
No, not on his person.
I will show people the little bauble with the knives and just be like, the only interesting thing, I will hold on to it if anyone needs to look at it. Just let me know. Remember, I have this. I don't care to leave with it.
Let me see. The mystery woman holds out her hand.
Yeah. Also, who are you?
My name is Molly.
Molly.
Evelyn Hahn. Pleasure to meet you, Molly. How are you enjoying the party so far?
Well, it was a tad uneventful.
I know.
Quite the fix for that. I just put Molly in the chat. There she is.
Molly art.
Yes.
Ooh.
Oh, I want to read a novel where she solves a mystery. This character design is so good.
Credit to our artist.
Yeah, he's real good.
They're fantastic.
Yeah.
I always like doing artist shout-outs in the episode, so I'm going to hijack this. This is Mike's campaign, but I still do all the coordinating for the show, because D&Dorks, technically, I own the company that this show operates under. This is this guy's first commissions that he's ever done. He opened commissions for us.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Jeez. Can we get more?
I'll put his at up on the screen for people who want to go check out his stuff.
At any rate, Molly gives Evie a firm handshake.
A very gentle response. No firmness. Not trying to intimidate.
All right. Then Molly examines the little charm. I think this is just keeping track of business milestones or whatever. It's a merchant thing, and he was a pretty sentimental guy.
Huh. Good to know.
Is...
Well,
Oh, go ahead, sorry.
I was gonna say that's of no value to me then, so I'm gonna keep it.
Out of character, is Beauregard, the butcher, around, or is he not around?
Bo? I'll be honest, Bo probably does not notice the initial commotion, but since you asked, and I do kind of want him here, he will at this moment burst into the kitchen. Guys, everyone's freaking out. Where did the body go? Oh!
Beauregard, dear.
Why did you take the body?
We're gonna do... I'm gonna bring it back in a second. Temporarily. Apparently that's a very big deal to people around here.
It is. I'll do a funeral right when you're done, but go ahead.
It was a little rude of you to just take the body from the scene of the crime. And there's interference with...
It's fine. He's not complaining.
Okay.
We don't know if he will or not yet.
Yeah, I mean, I'm the one who's going to be contacting him. I mean, he might be complaining. We don't know.
Okay, we don't seem to be getting anywhere, so I'm casting Speak with the Dead right now as we're chatting.
All right, you're doing some freaky stuff I don't really want to see, but you gotta like double promise to bring that back because people are freaking out. And Bo exits.
Oh wait, before I actually even in midcast, I don't know how the lore works, but I just want to be like, what's that mean?
He's Beauregard.
Okay.
Obviously.
I'm gonna cast Speak with the Dead, and I'm gonna ask this man my fucking question.
All right.
I'm speedrunning my mission here. Mike, do you know what Speak with the Dead?
Yes.
Okay, so
yeah, if you want to read it out for me, for the
It's-
audience as well.
grant the semblance of life to a corpse of your choice within range, allowing it to answer questions you pose. The corpse must have a mouth. The spell fails if the deceased creature was undead when it died. The spell also fails if the corpse was the target of the spell within the past 10 days. Until the spell ends, you can ask the corpse up to 5 questions. The corpse knows only what it knew in life, including the languages it knew. Answers are usually brief, cryptic, or repetitive, and the corpse is under no compulsion to answer truthfully if you are antagonistic toward it or recognizes you as an enemy. The spell doesn't return the creature's soul to its body, only animating its spirit. Thus, the corpse can't learn new information, doesn't comprehend anything that has happened since it died, and cannot speculate about future events.
Okay. Ask your questions.
All right, I'm gonna cast it, and I'm gonna be standing over him as my tiny gnome self. And the moment he sort of pops back to life, I'm just gonna be like, "Hello, how does the automation work? What were you doing?" Someone's got a -1 charisma. We're not dancing around anything.
Information. They float, and I was hosting a dinner party.
Yes, they float. How do they float? You have the same magic on you now as they once had. What were you doing to make them float?
The boys carry them.
I'm sorry,
No.
boys.
Who are the boys?
Hang on.
No, I remember 3, I think, is what I've been counting. I say each question twice if you want to be realistic. I realized that too late.
I was wondering, Mike now gets his first chance to be an asshole DM.
I noticed that after I did it. I was like,
Dead bullshit on your players is one of the most quintessential. It's in the movie. It's so quintessential. Like
Yeah.
you can.
no, that's a real rookie level mistake, but
Yeah.
I think Dr. Turniphead would make it in this case. He's very angry.
So you you definitely asked approximately 3 distinct questions. Dr. Turniphead did, but there were a lot more question marks in that conversation. So to tally the score,
I'm sorry.
what were you doing?
Yep.
How do they float? That's
Who are the
3. 3 have been answered. Who are the boys? That's 4.
Okay.
So there is 1 question remaining.
Cool.
In response to who were the boys? The sons.
I mean, if this is a situation where anyone can talk, Lady Solstice is immediately going.
The record is gesturing to not speak. If you're in the mood to be gestured to by a no.
You're gesturing to her to not speak.
I'm just for everyone to shut up.
Okay, she doesn't give a shit.
He's done this spell before. He knows he's done one more.
Whose sons are we talking about exactly?
Does he take it?
It owns the place. His reanimated spirit leaves his body.
Why is he done already? Linda, why is he done already? I thought you said you could speak to him.
You one chance to get this. Dr. Turniphead jumps off the table and then reseals himself. He goes to the corner where I guess the meat suit has been slumped and reseals himself inside and walks back over to this lady.
To be fair, you didn't tell us we had 5 questions.
No, he's not a nice. This is not a gnome that's gonna walk you through shit. He does
No,
not
that's
go to
fair.
People. But he is mad and he's armoring up because he's pissed at all of you.
Chef,
Are
done with this body now?
I'm the other one now. You can. I mean, I've got to chop it up and make a soup, probably.
Right. I'm just gonna.
no, you're not. I'm not
excuse
going
me,
to
I'm
do
gonna-
that.
You can bury it first if that's the issue.
No. You are not taking the body of my dear friend to make one of your horrible, ugly men.
He's not your friend. He just died for the second time. He's gone. It's meat.
I'm going
just gonna
to
make
cut
sure-
your stupid meat suit into giblets.
I'll make a new one with your friend.
I mean, yeah, she's gonna take her knives out again.
If you two could just a moment of silence for me, please. And I would just like to, a man did die, and if you could both show a little respect.
I'm trying to defend his corpse from this
I said
horrible thing.
Said silence. And I'm going to cast ceremony, and I'm going to do a funeral rite on the corpse. And Evelyn is going to lean in, and she's going to say, "Travel safely to the other side," and tell her hello for me. And just, touch the head of the corpse. And for the next 7 days, it cannot become undead by any means.
No, that was my next thing, Jess. Bam. All right.
Hey,
Unfortunate.
my girl worships death.
No, hey, it's
Gotta-
totally fair. It's totally fair.
And she's going to stand back up, and she's going to go, "Okay, I think that settles that."
Ha!
Sorry for
Now
putting
you
off
can't do your horrible things.
for 7 days.
Thank you, Miss Han.
I mean, does that stop me from cutting it?
No.
Evelyn is
Okay.
gonna behind Catherine just shake her head no, but out for you.
I don't notice. Yeah, as
Yeah.
far as I'm concerned, it worked.
All right. Well, if you can't make him a zombie either, Chef's done with this conversation. He's walking back out to the dining room.
Um, Tornaped is
Funeral in
leaving.
one day. What a wild evening.
Um, Evie, Catherine, and Kaplinger. Anything else?
I will give you. Oh, go ahead, Jess.
I was gonna say, isn't what's her name still here? The mystery dark hair woman whose name?
Molly is still here.
Yeah, I think I'd like to look at her and say, "What's your stake in this?" Like, only a handful of people came in here to talk to the body.
Well, Victor was a man I greatly respected. More a fan than a friend. I'm a merchant as well.
I see. And you are in the knife business too?
I'm a confectioner, actually.
Okay.
One of my creations are what shut him up. She points to the Baron on the floor, who, now that you look at him, his mouth is just kind of sucked in on itself, like he has eaten something impossibly sour and dry.
So much that it silenced him? Is this a Wonka situation? What's going on?
This is amazing.
I love the actual chef.
Yeah.
It will wear off after a while, you know. You suck all of it away. So I have no other way to investigate the body, unfortunately. Perhaps the scene of the crime is good to go to, and perhaps it was, in retrospect, bad to take it away from the scene of the crime. She side-eyes Turniphead.
Oh, Turniphead's at the scene of the crime. He's strolling.
Oh, right.
He left.
Yeah.
Do we take the body
Well, then she said,
to the scene of the crime? It's okay. I've moved bodies before.
I can take him if we need to move the body. I'm capable of that if we think that would be the most. Is it disrespectful to return to the scene of the crime? Is it more respectfully? I'm not really sure what the etiquette would be.
"Oh, Mom, you mustn't dirty your hands with that kind of work."
Oh, no, it's fine, Claire. He was a friend, and I'm strong enough too, certainly. She's not going to ask for permission at this point. She's buff. She's going to just kind of lift the body over her shoulder.
Oh my.
Well, that works. Most of the people here knew that she knew him, so I guess that's the least suspicious.
Actually, you know what? She's after lifting the body over her shoulder, she's gonna not do that. She's gonna like cradle it. She's in the sad mode. She's gonna have like a whole thing going.
Dude, what is this? What is this type of character?
You don't know what an Eladrin is, do you?
I don't know what
We'll talk about it in the after show.
Eladrin are fun.
I'm doing it a little bit differently than is technically written, but there's reasons. Anyway, yeah, I have the body now. She's still barely holding it together, but she is.
You re-enter the dining room. Hey, here's a shock. Little chaotic in there. You see fewer people running around like headless chickens at this point. You see a few more clusters actively searching the room for kinds of evidence and stuff like that. You saw some people in the halls making their way toward the entrance, possibly toward coat and weapons check. But you, as you presumably lay the body on the table, you eventually gather the attention of the entire room.
I mean, she's going to look around. What are you all staring for? You knew he died. Now he's dead back here.
He's dead back here.
In character, everyone also laughed at that.
A rando speaks up. Who took the body? And why did they do that?
Is Turniphead in here again?
Turniphead is going to raise his hand.
Oh yeah, immediately Lady Solstice is going to gesture at him with a knife.
I took the body. I wanted to speak with it in private.
There was
a small convoy of people followed me. He's not talking about that now.
I cast a message so that only Turnip Head can hear me, and I say, "Shut up."
Done talking.
And-
It's fine.
Can I make a weird point here as my DM brain kind of... Do you know that he's a tiny guy and the big guy? And if so,
I mean,
how
I saw
would
him come
message
out.
work?
I was in the room.
He was in the kitchen. He just,
I saw him come out.
Never mind, I forgot you were in the kitchen. Never mind, we're good.
There.
We're good. I forgot you were in the kitchen.
I would like to, as soon as he shuts up, I cast Thaumaturgy and make my voice louder, but not scary. Like calm, but just so that everyone in the room can hear me. And in a very, I just say, ladies and gentlemen, obviously what has happened here today is a regrettable occurrence. But I would just like to ask you all to remain calm. Everything that is necessary now to proceed with the everything with the investigation and also with the honoring of the dead here is squarely taken care of by this group of gathered professionals that we have here. We have a doctor, we have a man of the cloth, we have everything that we need, and I would just ask that any of you who are perhaps distraught at the moment would move on to another location, as there are better ways to be served than to be here and to just let the professionals do what they need to do.
Well, that's well enough for me. Personally, this has been a little bit... This is a random guy talking. Personally, this has been a little bit beyond my taste. I think I'm going to take my carriage home. Well, who's to say you're not a suspect? I'm too rich to kill a guy. I got nothing to gain. Halt! A very dramatic voice speaks up and leaps onto the table. Nobody may leave, for everyone in this room is a suspect. He produces a pipe out of where you don't know, perhaps from the large coat he has on, and puts it in his mouth. Someone screams, "Oh my God! It's famous Detective Sherlock Holmes!"
I'm sorry, what was that? One more time with the name?
It's Detective Sherlock. Oh, I'm just eating these appetizers. They're so good. He's a famous detective. That's right. And no one can leave. It's proper procedure. I don't mean to question a man of the cloth, as you so clearly are, but you missed on one professional in your introduction. Me. Detective... I'm taking a track of my pipe. Oh.
It was intentional.
Can I use Mage Hand to rip the pipe out of his hand, but just to make it look like he dropped it?
Sure. In sleight of hand.
Okay.
Sorry. Fucking with people. That's what this episode.
When he introduced the character named Detective, of course we're gonna fuck with him.
26.
Your mage hand just swats the pipe out of his hand, but he holds for such a long moment, completely shocked at presumably dropping his pipe. No matter. The makings of a detective are not his pipe, but his mind. If we take a look at the body, it's clear from the puncture wound in his chest that this man was shot. Now,
What?
if we could have the brave volunteers around the room search for a bullet that might have taken place. Yes, I saw you digging in the shrubs, taking initiative, looking for evidence. I'm now asking you formally to look, find the bullet. Someone speaks up, I found one, I found a bullet. And they pull out of a potted plant a bullet, a small bullet. A bullet that anyone who in the kitchen could see is far too small to have produced the puncture wound.
I'm gonna be honest, I didn't know we had guns. Earlier when you were like a puncture wound, but not a blade, I was like, what could do that? Now I get it.
Guns. Huh.
The bullet. Yes. The detective holds it up for the audience to see, for you all to see, that it is too small for the hole created. Do any of you say anything? Jake, thank you for the prop.
Lady
Not
Solstice.
say anything. But the next time you see Kaplinger, he has the man's pipe. He is smoking it.
Perfect.
Amazing.
Lady Solstice raises her hand. If she's not sort of addressed in a minute, she'll speak anyway. She goes, "What's wrong with you?
I'm sorry?
This it's far too small for the wound. I investigated the wound already. They clearly didn't make the hole. I thought you were a detective, whatever your name was."
I am a detective, and upon further inspection, he kneels down and, puts the bullet in the wound.
Squeezes it in. If that's
Yes, I suppose this particular pellet is a tad too small, which
Is
can
there
only mean one
even-
thing. I'm sorry?
Is there even an exit wound?
Let me see. He rolls the body over with his foot. Ah! Yes, there is an exit wound. Anyone who is in the kitchen can easily see that this wound is smaller than the one on his chest, which, if you have any forensic inclinations, would tell you that the front is the exit of whatever pierced him.
oh, that is good information.
My character definitely doesn't know that.
So, the answer is clear. We must find a larger bullet. I did it! I found one! The same person in the same pot produces a larger bullet.
What is happening?
Excuse me, sir, what is your name? You over there with the pot full of bullets.
Me?
Yeah.
My name is, sorry, I'm taking my glove off with my teeth, but that's my name.
How many bullets are in that pot?
Oh, you were talking to the rando, I'm sorry.
Yeah, the rando.
My name's Grace.
Great. How many bullets are in that pot?
She shakes it. There's a metal sound. About 20, all of different calibers. Why?
Are any of them expended bullets, or are they, I don't know what the word is, fresh?
Jingle, 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 jingle. I don't know.
I'm gonna walk over there and I'm going to look. And are these bullets that have been fired before, or is this just
No.
like a? Okay.
Okay.
This is just a bag of bullets.
This is a container of unfired munitions. None of these bullets caused this wound. Are the two of you working together?
Are you implying? Are you implying that there's a plant in the audience? No, please don't
I'm
imply
also
that.
implying that you're not a very good detective. I'm implying that this is a farce. I don't know if you are in on the murder or if you're just trying to get famous and you've planted somebody to give some evidence and help you solve the crime.
Why would you not plant good evidence?
Because they did it in a hurry.
Is this guy still standing on the table?
Yes.
Lady Solstice is going to get up onto the table next to him, and as he's kind of fumbling around, she's just going to lean over and go, "I'm sorry, can I provide you with a bit of medical assistance here?"
Okay, yeah.
Okay, now that he's willing, I'm going to use one of my abilities as an Eladrin called Fey Step, which is a teleport thing. But in my current state, I can use it to teleport other people. So he's agreed, but hasn't really, doesn't really know specifically what's going on. So after climbing up onto the table, still, again, fanning herself and holding back tears, she lightly taps him on the shoulder, and he's just gone. He appears 30 feet away, which I'm hoping is enough to get him right next to his apparent accomplice.
Good.
Okay, so yeah, she just steps up and bam, and he's out.
Well, continuing my thought from before, I'm the guy who was gonna leave earlier. I'm gonna leave now. I'm heading to the carriages and horses, and I would say that anyone is welcome to join me recluse dies. Who truly cares? I think we of our company can just let that kind of thing go. Yeah. And there are a few like nods from the people gathered here.
Let it be known, Tornapet is also nodding.
Yeah, so is Evelyn.
All right.
Okay, then
You know what
now
I'm saying?
standing on the table, still kind of in hysterics, Lady Silsa goes, no. We all knew this man, right? We're all dear friends of him, which, of course, not everybody was, but she was, so she assumes that everybody is. We're all dear friends of this man. We need to figure out who killed him. What on earth are you all thinking?
No, you're
They were
right. I owe it
harmless.
to him. He was gonna leave this place to me. I can't just.
That. Go ahead.
I was just my thing doesn't have to do with any of this, so we'll just keep playing this one out.
Yeah,
Well, I was going to say that line of argument does assuage a few of the people who were nodding before, but there is also a contingent of people that are leaving, heading for the exit.
If screw it, it's really funny that I rolled this specific thing on the D4 because it really changes her whole demeanor for this. If somebody's like walking for the door, I assume there's like big ornate wooden doors here, right? She's gonna take one of her knives and just chunk it into the door, like sticking in this dude's path, whoever's in the front, so it goes and sticks in the door right in front of her face.
Oh, Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yeah.
Lovely.
Yeah, the lead man, who is very tall and rather large, is like, okay.
Huh. All right. Now,
do you even know that it's safe to leave?
you, strange one who keeps finding all the bullets, get up here on the table as well. Yes, so everyone can see you. Come. Grace, was it?
Oh, yeah, that's me.
She gestures for Grace to also get up on the table, the only place that's, I guess, like, in sight of everybody.
She clambers up. She's halfling, it's hard.
She'll, like, reach down and kind of help her up. And then, let's see. Do I want to do a thing here? Yeah, I think I do. Tell me, do halflings have blood?
I'd assume.
Usually.
I think that they
What a
do.
fun question.
All right, so I'm gonna use my blood curse as a bonus action. I can inflict this curse on a creature within 30 feet. Until the start of my next turn, intimidation checks against this cursed creature have advantage. Let me see if I have never played Blood Hunter before, so let me see if this requires a saving throw. I actually don't think it does, but since this is a new thing, yeah, it just says as a bonus action, I can do this to somebody within 30 feet of you. So basically, the next intimidation check that I have on them has advantage. So
That you have, or that anyone does?
they have. I think it's anybody does. I think it said anyone does, but it's only for 6 seconds. So
Okay.
it's not really something that anyone can use practically. But yeah, I'm gonna pull this halfling up on the table, and as I do that, there's like a little flash of like colored veins that kind of goes through Lady Solstice's arm as she's pulling them up. I inflict the blood curse. And then, eyes taking on like a very sort of dark, scary tone through the tears, he goes, now, darling, tell me if you have anything to do with this, or I swear to the gods above I will take this knife and I will gut you like a fish, throat to feet. And then I can roll intimidation, which I assume that would be.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I have advantage on it. That's a 17, and that's a 24.
Okay, yeah, the intimidation works.
Yeah.
She believes you. She's crying. She says, "No, we didn't know the guy was gonna die. We just wanted to do some dinner theater for the rich people that were gonna be here. We didn't know the guy was gonna die. He didn't know the guy was gonna die. He just gotta happen, and he took initiative, and I don't know why he did it, but he went along. I went along with it. This is like a summer job. I'm an aspiring performer. I can take. I'm sorry."
At hearing the aspiring performer thing, Lady Solstice's demeanor immediately changes. She starts crying again, and she like leans down to this halfling that's probably half her height and wraps her in and goes, "Oh, darling, I'm so sorry. Of course, I didn't know you were just an actress. Of course, it seemed like you were in such a horrible situation here. I am so sorry. Thank you so much for your honesty. I'm sorry I had to get so intimidating with you. It's just, of course, this is a tense situation for everybody."
I'm very confused.
So yeah, I mean, she's just gonna keep kind of like very awkwardly comforting this woman. So just in the center on this table, the like 6-foot Eladrin woman is just hugging this halfling. And that's what's happening there. Yeah.
I think while that's happening in the background, kind of liking the idea of Spotlight, Evie is going to jump up on the table and look at Detective and go, "So you're an
Not
actor
in the
too?"
room. Not in the room.
You left?
He got teleported.
I jumped up and was like, gone. Technically, can only go 30 feet, so like he's probably right outside.
Yeah, but
Didn't you say you teleported him next to his accomplice?
I originally said next to the accomplice, but then I think it was misheard, but I might not have spoken loud, so I just kind of went with it. Either way, it worked, so whichever.
My if you did establish that, I did not hear. I know where he is.
it works much better if he's just.
He's not.
No,
in
it's
the room.
Funny. Yeah.
Well, technically, it has to be somewhere that I can see. So I teleported him next to the accomplice, but if that was misheard, I could wherever works. Out of the room is fine for this.
Very funny.
Yeah, he's
It's fine.
out of the room. I will say he got teleported to the foyer while the door was cracked. Although in the commotion, if you look back for him now, he's not in the foyer anymore.
I probably sent somebody suspicious to a very nice escape route there.
That's fine.
That's in character.
However, does anyone think it's a little strange that our host hired actors that play a detective and a bystander on the night that he died?
I don't know if he was on a payroll. Detective was just trying to get his name out there, but I can't confirm.
They crashed.
They crashed.
You laugh, Turniphead, as if
No, that
you
was
didn't
Alexander.
also do that.
That was
I know,
Alexander.
but still,
Yeah.
you as
I could if I could clarify, in the doorway is Bartholomew, the large butler who has been intermittently mentioned.
Right.
The detective and his accomplice were not on any kind of payroll. They received an invitation in the mail, just like everybody else. Almost everybody. And Bartholomew's gaze locks on the chaplain. But no matter.
Seemingly remembering that this man exists for the first time, Tornaped's gonna go actually up to him. I don't know how tall this man is in comparison to me, but I assume we're closer than most.
Yes.
I'm gonna go up and like, hey, sorry about your boss, I guess. How long have you been at this manor?
I've been here as long as I can remember.
Okay, cool. Can I do an Arcana check on him to see if he has the outline?
Yeah.
And I did actually forget that man exists. And we're gonna do this. I'm just gonna open the zipper so I can do it the good Arcana way. That's a 23.
You don't just see the outline. There is a concentrated mass of that energy in his chest.
It's you. You do the automation?
I'm afraid I don't follow.
What check can I do to see if he's genuine?
Sure, yeah, give me an insight.
Insight? Let's see. That's a 12.
He seems confused.
Okay.
At the very least, by the word automation.
Are you the platters that moved around? Was that
No, I am not a caterer. That is not my purview.
why do things move of their own accord in this manner?
Why do you?
At that, fully apron off, the gnome bobs out. He's just like, okay, so actually, he moves because I built him to move, and this is sort of my entire point. I don't know if you noticed, instead of servants, there's like no servants. Why is that? Who's the me if the servants are this thing in this analogy?
Bartholomew smiles. We all serve many masters in many senses.
Yep.
And
like,
so too are we our own master.
I mean, you served a master in a very literal sense, and that's why I'm asking you this question, because your master's dead. Do you know you have a swirling pit of magic inside of you?
Don't we all?
I don't think so.
This year. I don't know.
To interrupt, but I don't believe the master of this place is dead. Isn't that what he said when you were speaking to him, the owner of this place? He mentioned that as not first person?
The master of this place is dead.
Huh.
He mentioned sons of a guy. He wasn't making a ton of sense, to be fully honest.
Was Victor the master of this place, Bartholomew?
That is...
This seems like a question you should be able
Debatable.
to answer quite easily.
Okay, hold on a second.
Hey, doctor.
There is something I must check.
Is there
I can
Hard
any
to take.
I would like
check
a knife.
I can do to see if this motherfucker's actually alive?
What do you have in mind?
I don't know. I don't know what check this would be, but I want to know if he's got a soul, basically. Like, if he's a real person.
Oh, because
I can do that.
Clara could, but it takes an action. So I don't know if she would know to.
What would I mean, Jess, you say you have a way, so if you want to know.
Yeah, because I mean, I think we're kind of on the same wavelength on this, and I'm gonna just use my eyes of the grave again to see if this man's alive. Because if he's undead, then I should know.
Mm-hmm. Could you remind me what it does?
I know the location of any undead within 60 feet of me that isn't behind total cover, and isn't protected from divination magic. And so if I'm using it, knowing the location of any undead also means knowing that there is undead there. I basically become very aware of undead.
There are no undead here. This is not a case of the undead.
Gotta love it when a DM talks so specifically.
I know. I don't think this motherfucker's real, but I got no way to check it.
Excuse me, doctor. You have no problem cutting into bodies, yes?
Nah. Meat. Discarded meat. Ethically sourced. Yeah, no.
And you said this man has a well of magic inside of him that shouldn't be there?
Well, it is. I mean, I guess up for debate. He's not being very forthcoming about the magic inside of him.
We do have a dead person nearby that was also a part of this manor that may have a similar something inside of them if there's something that makes them tick. And I think
he's just got the little traces of it.
now that he's dead, sure, but an autopsy wouldn't hurt. If you could respectfully cut open the body on the table, maybe, and we could see if there's anything in there.
The doctor's gonna just throw up his hands. He's like, "Don't touch the body. Touch the body. Bring the guy back. Don't touch him. Just cut him up." Everyone's changing their opinions all the time.
Hey, as long as you don't bring him back, I'm fine with whatever you do to the body, because the body is not him. He is with death. Lucky fellow.
Lady Solstice just now lets go of this halfling girl and steps over and goes, I am still not inclined to allow this horrible, horrible man to cut up the body of my dear friend, even for medical purposes. He has clearly expressed an interest in using him for one of his horrid creations.
At this Turniped, Dr. Turniped, the gnome, is going to sigh very heavily, but then graciously and genuinely take off his hat, do a little bow, and just be like, Madam, I am a doctor and a scientist first and foremost, and we have a something here, whether you want to know how your friend died or how I want to know how all of the secret of magic that's been lost for 1,000 years works. Equally relevant to each of us, I'm sure. The only way to find out is with an autopsy, and I happen to be the best person to do it. Now all we need is like a butcher to give me a knife, but who knows if one of those is around.
Oh, oh, oh.
Like a hand shoots up from the crowd in the back, and you hear a bunch of shoving.
I have knives. I can help. Oh, I can help you. Hey. Be real with me. You're like a science dude?
What did you say? I'm sorry, I missed it. B-roll.
You're like a science dude?
I am the science dude, yes.
Dude. He gets down on his knees. I need you to do me the biggest solid in the world. Can you? Please. Make me your hunchback science assistant.
You want the hunchback?
Oh. Well, maybe not the hunchback, but I want like the title. Since I was a kid, there was nothing more I wanted to be than like an evil scientist assistant. But when I went to school, they said, oh, you're too pretty and well postured to be an evil scientist assistant.
Again, you can be my normal scientist assistant if you'd like.
And their judgment, alongside my failing grades, got me expelled. Fucked up.
Very, bad. Do you have sharp knives and a tendon or a familiarity with cutting flesh?
They don't call me the butcher for nothing.
Great.
It's because I do that for a living.
Great. This is my assistant, man. Turn back.
I don't believe that you've ever met this stupid but admittedly quite handsome man before.
I have not, but we're in a bind. We're all doing things we don't want. Here, how about this? I promise, solemnly, I will not use this man as a meat suit if you allow me to do an autopsy.
Fine. That is a deal that I can live with.
Great. Awesome. Then, yeah, I would take the butcher boy with me if no one else has any objections.
Yeah, and since you have reached that consensus, let's fold back a little bit to things that may have been happening during that whole conversation. Bartholomew walked off while you were all deciding that.
What kind of an ADD perfect here?
Basically, Bartholomew's gone, the detective's gone, you three have been occupied this whole time, Molly's no longer in the room, and the only one who gets to follow any of these threads with immediacy is the chaplain, because he wasn't involved in any of this conversation. So, Jake, what's the chaplain's move?
Chaplain's move is to send Lafayette to follow the butler.
Oh, I'm so glad that at least one of us is competent.
Yeah.
Yeah. Lafayette follows the butler. Do you go with Lafayette? Do you have a way to see through him, or are you just doing something else while he's doing that?
We can communicate telepathically.
Okay. Red Wing! Fuck yeah.
So, yeah, basically, let me know what's going on. And he's good at stealth and perception, so.
Great. Honestly, I don't have to roll stealth for Lafayette. I don't have to let you know that, but I'm gonna let you know that because if you can see through him anyway. And he'll communicate that Bartholomew isn't really looking for whether or not he's being watched. He's seemingly going out and looking for something. Eventually, Lafayette gets back with you followed for long, went through door, dead end, and door closed.
Hey. Give him a biscuit.
Very good. If you want to know that location, Lafayette can bring you there at some point.
Noted.
Okay, so Kaplinger has been busy doing that. Tornaped is going to do his autopsy. Catherine and Evie, where are you proceeding at this point?
I'm gonna
Lady
go find
Solstice probably.
Baron.
Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
I'm gonna go find the Baron. Last we saw him, he was in the kitchen with a very sour thing in his mouth.
Okay, you're doing that. And Catherine, what are you doing? And then we'll play those out.
Much to the doctor's dismay, I'm sure, Lady Solstice isn't leaving. She wants to watch this autopsy happen. She has nothing to contribute from a practical standpoint, but she's not going anywhere yet.
What's your NPC's name again?
Clara.
Is she just a servant?
She's my maid, technically, and she's been mentioned so far as maid and protege, and that, I believe, is everything that's been said.
Okay.
She is presumably also by my side, unless there is something else that she has been called off to do.
And to be clear, Evie suggested this autopsy and then booked it.
I can't help with an autopsy. You guys will tell me what happened. Do you want another set of eyes? Just
No, man, it's fine. I was just asking that out of character.
Evie sees this happening and is like, it's whatever. They'll figure something out. I have a little experiment I want to do.
Well, you find the Baron in the foyer, just sucking off the last little bits of the gobstopper that has kept his gob stopped.
Oh, Baron, thank goodness you're here. I was just looking for you. I can't believe this whole ordeal that you've been through tonight. Let's get you out of here.
Please.
Now.
I wish someone with some sense.
So, the door is just right this way. Did you have anything at the coat check? You've got that beautiful coat with you already, so I imagine you don't need anything.
No. No weapons, and why would I take this off?
Yeah, no, it's gorgeous. You shouldn't take it off. Let's stay in touch. I'll have somebody reach out to you. You said you were Baron of where now exactly?
I'm a Baron of If there's one thing I can't do, it's make up a name. Give me a. I'm the Baron of Reading.
Oh, that's near one of my domains. I'll have somebody come find you. And obviously you had nothing to do with this horrible murder, I assume.
Obviously not.
I had a feeling you didn't. So I'm just gonna, here's the door, and if anybody asks where you went, I'll let them know that you're obviously innocent. Why don't you just step out to your carriage, and you could put this horrible night behind you, and I will cover for you as needed.
Verily I shall. The Baron walks out of the door, and as for your experiment, no ill effect. No issue with that. He walks toward the carriages. In fact, walking back toward the building is the detective. Hey, I tried to get out of here, but there's something. Never you mind to get out of my way. I'll tell you, I am leaving this place and I am never looking back. Never looking back. If this is the last place I ever see, I shall die a woefully unhappy man. I tell you that much. What?
Would you like to get married before you make a statement like that?
And here I thought my charm had left me in my youth. Yes, please.
All right.
Leaving with a
ceremony.
Oh, this is a mechanic that you have.
Yeah, I asked if you wanted to get married. He says yes. I'm casting ceremony, and I am doing.
Do?
Well, I can perform I can perform special religious ceremony that is infused with magic. When I cast the spell, I choose one of the following rites. The target, which must be within 10 feet of me, has to stay there throughout the casting. And I'm just really going to quickly cast a wedding with this individual. I'll touch an adult human who's willing. He just said he's willing to be bonded together in marriage. And for the next 7 days, if we're within 30 feet of each other, we both get +2 to our AC. But more importantly, he said yes. And in the name of her lady death, my, lord and devotation, I deem us married.
Jesus.
You are married indeed. The Baron clearly feels the magic effect. And interestingly, there are carvings in the banisters of the stair you're currently standing on, and on the doors as well, and they glow, almost as an acknowledgement of this ritual.
Phenomenal. Anyway,
The Baron,
The marriage seems to have uncovered a clue.
with his
They so often do.
leaving a party with a heart full and a wife new. It's like I'm young again. And he opens the door to his carriage and explodes. He explodes, the carriages explode, the horses explode, the detective narrowly doesn't explode, but up in fucking flames and impact. Dude.
Jesus. Thank you for the warning. This thing was about to happen, detective. I just inherited a new duchy.
The detective looks back at you, wide-eyed and frantic. I didn't know anything about this. My name's Jason. I'm not a detective. Please don't tell anyone I don't hear. I'm already suspicious.
I don't know anything about this either. And she's going to pull her mourning vow back down and say, I'm in mourning. I just lost my 5th husband. 2 in 48 hours.
Okay, so we'll keep this. Yeah, we'll keep it secret. Molly is suddenly in the doorway. What the fuck?
My husband just died.
My
Yeah.
condolences.
Thank you. I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm going to go inside and some very practiced tears.
Neither.
Just for my visualization, real quick, Mike, when you say explodes, is this like a burst of magical energy, or does he fucking blow up? Like,
Is it like a
Michael Bay? 'Cause I was picturing like
Yeah.
Michael Bay.
that's
Yeah, it's like a fucking landmine went off.
okay. I just
Okay.
wanted to be sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was thinking, like, have you guys ever seen the movie Ready or Not at the end?
Yes.
That's what I was assuming happened. And I was like, that's hilarious. And then all the horses too. I was like, this is hilarious. Just going.
Oh my god, it is like Ready or Not. Love that movie.
So to fall back just a few seconds earlier, I don't think we're gonna quite end on the explosion because I want to at least get into the scene, but there's a ticking clock now. Let's see how far you get into the autopsy before the explosion happens.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's find out. I mean, I already did the icon check. I don't know how much more I can uncover. But I once again standing on a table cutting this man. I'm using both Beauregard. Is it Beauregard? Which one's
Yeah,
the
Beauregard.
Okay.
Beau for short.
I'm using both Bo and Clara if she's willing as like assistants, and we're doing a full-on medical autopsy, pulling the body open, looking at all the stuff to see if there was any pre-existing thing that could have aided him, and then also magically looking to see if he ever had a swirl of magic in his gut like the other guy did, or if there's any traces of that. And I'll roll whatever you want me to roll for all of that information.
Interesting question. This is well, you know what? No, that's kind of a metagamey question. I won't ask.
How about this? Make me 3 medicine checks.
Ooh,
And I will say
Hmm.
you are checking in order for the heart, the stomach, and the mind.
okay. So heart and mind are both 17. Stomach was a dirty 20.
Okay. You don't find any in his stomach. There's no magical energy. It is oddly empty, is something that you note, though.
Okay.
Especially odd considering that he didn't look malnourished.
Okay.
The heart, there is no such residue. There is no tampering of any kind. This was the heart of a perfectly healthy man. The mind is not necessarily something I think you've trained in specifically
No.
for your medicine.
Usually they're not working at the time that I look at them.
Mm-hmm. But it is riddled with the magical residue.
Mental magic. God damn.
If you want to know more, make me one additional medicine check to see how much you know about the brain.
Gonna do it. And that is a 14.
Okay. From what you know, this is concentrated in particular areas of the brain, but you don't know what they line up to necessarily.
Okay.
You can determine that there was not emotional manipulation. And if you know how brains work, forgive me for rudimentary knowledge, but let's just say that his right frontal lobe or whatever nodes control emotion are largely untouched.
Okay.
But something happened in that mind.
Fascinating. Okay. And then, yeah, I guess we'll learn all of that and then a bomb will go off.
Yeah, and then, as you say, fascinating. There's an explosion. The carts are destroyed. The horses are dead. There is...
Husband's dead.
And Evie's husband is dead. More importantly, if people wanted to leave, they can't now. The Baron is dead. The detective is not. And the mystery is yet unsolved. That is where we will end our first installment of Murder Under Moonlight's Shade. With a bang. A bang that went off twice.
Bang.
But I did... I gotta be honest, I was really hesitant to get to that explosion. So once the death scene happened, I was like, okay, let's go.
God, I'm confused in such a good way. I was not expecting exploding.
I didn't think people were, which is why I booked it that way.
Yeah.
I knew something was gonna happen. I didn't know.
If you
I didn't know just that.
I thought that's what the magic of the wedding was, fully.
No. No,
That
I
would be
just
cool.
am able to now magically prove that we were married when he died and that I own all of his property and wealth and land and businesses and everything.
Mm-hmm. If you...
A large country in the celestial plane.
Yeah,
That's true.
The plane that I
Yeah.
don't know about.
I was gonna make that an outline. Oops. Oh well, that would have been funny. But if you want more hard-hitting analysis, if you are more like, oh, I want someone to talk about these clues with me, you can subscribe for our after show at patreon.com/the D&Dorks. If you don't want this episode to end here, but for the rest, it shall.
Bye.
We'll see you next week.
We'll see you then.